And we live, baby. Welcome to Talking to the Game. It's Marquise Holland.
It's Joe Sulu-san.
It's Kenny Brooks, KB.
And we are here reporting to you with the sports, baby. Let's get into the basketball segment of this portion. Brooklyn Nets, James Harden. Tell me what y'all think about that debut.
What happened, bro? This man James Harden dropped 70 pounds in 2 days. This man was warming up, man. He thought it was fat hour out there around shoot around. This man leaves, goes to the Nets. Next thing you know, he looking fit. Like, it was like, whoa, bro, what happened? What was going on? This man averaging low numbers. He wasn't doing anything. First game, this man drops what? 32, 14, and 12?
So it's like, bro, were you just holding back? Or what? This man showing that he's great. Showing he's great and he really wants to win with the Nets. So I really feel like they're going to do great with James Harden on the squad. Now, all you got to do is just bring in Kyrie. KD dropped 42, 5, and 4. Bring in Kyrie. You know he's going to bring you at least 20. You know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So the Brooklyn Nets, they're here to stay and they're going to be relevant. I got them going number 1 in the East.
I think to tell her the whole trade, and I saw that look. Because I mean.
Number 1 in the East?
Yeah, that's a tough one. They got some good teams in the East. But I will say this. The whole. The impact of the trade was felt that first game by Brooklyn. Him dropping that triple-double and for him to do it in the way that he did it, by him playing and helping the team. With his style of play, it was actually helping the team. And I was really taken aback because I didn't really know how him and KD was really going to work out. And I didn't know if he was going to try to come out and prove himself that first game and be like, you know what, I'm still James Harden. I can shed 70 pounds in a week or in 3 days and come out here and still drop 50. He was like, no, I'm still going to come out here, be James Harden, be the assist leader that I can still be while also being that dominant scorer. And it was good to see that he could still do that, given everything. And it showed that he really was in control of that situation, that he put himself in Houston. Whether it was fat pads, I don't know what it was, but it was like, look, was he mailing it in, saying, look, I'll do just enough to, get people off my back, but I'm trying to get out of here. I'm not going to play 100%. I give you 85. I give you 75. Something like that. So, I don't know, but that first game gives me a good indication. I want to see more. I'm ready to see more.
He had a great debut.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. They won, triple-double. Yeah, he did what James Harden does.
Yeah.
And for people to sit here and act like he never played with KD, this is what I don't understand. Like, he didn't spend time at OKC. Like, they
But it's
never
been
had
years,
charisma.
man. But it's been years.
Like, they never had charisma or something. Like, they just
That's true.
fell out of love. Like, it was a broken relationship.
That's true.
No, he just wanted to become the man. He didn't want to be on the bench no more. He didn't want to be the sixth man. He wanted to be a starter. And he been proved that when he was in Houston. But my thing is, you give up Karis LeVert, you give up Jared Allen, you give up all these picks. You have no bench.
No,
now.
and no rim protection.
No rim protection. And nobody wants Kyrie Irving because of the way he's been acting, even though I feel as though it's fine. That's just me. At this point, you have to win now. And I don't know how it's going to go with 2 ball handlers. I don't know if it's going to be Kyrie takes the ball up the floor and then James Harden does it, because everybody knows KD is going to get his points. He's going to get his production.
Yeah.
He doesn't need the ball. He can move without the ball. He can shoot
Yep.
off the dribble. He can do it all.
But those two
He
guys.
can do it all. Now let's talk about all 3 of them. No bench, playing 40+ minutes the way he did in his debut.
Each.
Him and KD.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's going to be a lot of wear and tear through the season.
Well,
That's going to determine how good of a coach
Steve Nash
one is Steve Nash, because now you, like I said, you have no bench.
sure.
You better hope Joe Harris produces or a DeAndre Jordan produces enough like points and rebounds and steals and stuff just to like lessen the load off them 3 with no bench. Landry Shamet, like these players are going to play a key role in this, into making it to the finals. Especially when you play a team as deep as the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
That's going to be
I'm also worried about them as well. I think that we can get to this, but I'm wondering to see how they're going to be able to come playoff time I think that their inside defense with Daniel Tice and Taco Fall and some of their big guys, I don't think they got better this offseason in the paint. I think Taco Fall, I think he has really good potential to be like a Manute Bol, Dikembe Mutombo type of player. And he's extended, he's getting his jump shot a little bit. But at the same time, it's like he's not that guy right now. For that contending team, that's a contending team right now. For at least the Eastern Conference. Yeah. That's a contending team for the Eastern Conference, excuse me. So at this point, it's like you need to have something inside. So when it comes for playoff time, you need that. Because I think that's what killed them versus Miami. Honestly, like they didn't have it. Bam Adebayo was able to do whatever he wanted with Daniel Tice and with Jaylen Brown whenever they put him on. Yeah. Like he was able to do whatever he wanted. He's versatile. So I think that they're going to run into that same problem again if they meet in the playoffs. And that's why I don't think Boston's going to go so far. I think they'll do well in the regular season because you don't have to prepare that much for them. Obviously, you got to worry about their scores, but that's it. You ain't got to worry about their inside presence.
But that's why they're getting Taco Fall those minutes now. He doesn't need to be that guy. If he can give you 10 to 15 good minutes, he don't even maybe got to give you 15, but if he can give you 10 hard minutes of him just playing and just being effective around the basket, they'll be fine.
But who else is going to help him with that, though?
They also, that's why they got Grant Williams, him getting that experience the way he did in the playoffs last year. They're going to be fine. It's the Brooklyn Nets that we're talking about.
That's a good point. Okay.
The Nets are going to be the problem for them.
But how? When you have players averaging 40 minutes in the season, and then they have to go to the playoffs and play an extra 40 minutes now on top of a 72-game season, regardless of the season shortened by 10 games or not. 40 minutes is 40 minutes. 72 games is a lot of games. Mm-hmm. And then go into playoffs versus a 7-game series versus the same team who's going to strategize against you different every game because they see you. To beat a team 4 times is hard.
It is.
So you have to go out there, score and defend for 40 minutes. And when you run into a team like the Boston Celtics,
you're not gonna have
or Miami Heat,
it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be difficult because they're going to throw a lot of pieces at you.
They're going to have a lot of pieces thrown at you, but you know what they're going to have to do? They're going to have to do what LeBron did when he had Kyrie and when they were in the finals a few years ago against the Warriors. They had Kyrie and LeBron start, yes, of course, because they got to start together. But when LeBron went on the bench, Kyrie stayed on the floor. When Kyrie went on the bench, LeBron came out.
Staggered in minutes.
Exactly.
So you're not going
to have Harden be out there to be your primary defender. Heck no. Because all he going to do is just try to steal the ball, but then that's about it. Watch the defender just blow right past him. Nah. Kyrie's going to play harder defense. KD going to play harder defense. You know that. So when they got James Harden on the bench, they're going to have probably either one of their 2 stars. They're probably going to have two of their superstars on the bench and have one of their the other star on the court to help defending.
But that's the
thing. So they're
going
to be doing well. They're going to do well. But at the end of the day, you're going to see how great of a coach Steve Nash is, because that boy is a veteran. He knows the game of basketball.
I agree.
He played in the early 2000s, which is just a different era. That era there, whoo-wee!
But this is the whole thing. At this point, with this last trade, you've kind of shortened your rotation down to 8 guys already. Maybe 8. So right now, at this point in the season, when you're not even 20 games in, you're not even a third of the season in yet. You're not 25 games is a third of the season, and right now you're not even at 20, and you've already shortened your rotation down to 7 to 8 guys, and you're gonna try to play through this. At least, I mean, you got to make some type of other types of trades.
Of course, they're gonna still make adjustments.
So the point is, like, you've already putting yourself in this situation where now they got to play 40 a night. Easy, and you gotta
right now against the Nets.
But you gotta put 2 of them on the floor at the same time. You can't just have James Harden out there. You saw what happens when we just got James Harden out there.
Nah.
That's what's going to happen. The same thing that happened in Houston.
You have to rely on DeAndre Jordan to do his part as a big man. He's doing great right now.
He'll give you 12 points a night and 13 rebounds in 28 minutes. That's how I feel DeAndre Jordan will be. He'll give you 12. He'll give you a double-double.
Yeah.
But is it going to be effective? Like, can you put him on the floor with 4 minutes left in the game?
Maybe.
I wouldn't.
Maybe.
You got to.
Now-
Who else is your big?
You don't
That's
got
what I'm
five.
saying.
You don't
You would
have
have to
five.
go small, or you would have to go quick or light with KD at the 5.
And Jeff Green at the 4?
Jeff Green at 4, Joe Harris at the 3, Harden at the 2, Kyrie at the 1. That's the best you can do at the end of the game, because you get scoring.
I mean, they did
and
put
you
KD at
have
the 5 with
some
the
type of
Warriors.
resistance.
They did put KD at the 5 with the Warriors, even though they were still stacked. But they
I wouldn't
still-
do it,
they
but that's what you got.
The Warriors
They still did it, though.
is a different team. The Warriors is a different team than
They-
the Brooklyn Nets.
They
Different-
still
yeah, different
put
movement.
KD in a different position and watched what he can do.
My thing is that's
And-
a different team though. You can't compare the Golden State Warriors with Stephen Curry, Klay
I'm not gonna
Thompson,
compare that.
and that boy Green to the Brooklyn Nets.
It's
This is
it's totally
two
different team.
Different teams. If it was the same teams with the same makeup, then yeah, of course they could do that. But this is two different teams. So
It's
it's-
looking at Jeff
so-
Green
so
and
putting him
Iggy
at
as
the
like
5,
it's two different types.
Putting
of
him at the 5 here is going to be a lot different than when he played the 5 at Golden State.
Let me ask you a question, because Steve Nash as the coach,
Yeah.
first year guy, never been, matter of fact, not even been an assistant yet, not even first year head coach, not even been an assistant yet, right? Never really had experience with USA basketball or any type of Olympic basketball, so he doesn't really have even much coaching experience, even just for that short period of time. Do you guys think he's the right coach for these 3 guys and for this system?
We just
For
gotta see how
this
it's
system
gonna
that
work.
they're gonna have to run with these guys.
Just got to see how
I
it's
feel
gonna
like
work.
we just got to see how it's going to work. Kyrie advocated for him, so this is what he wanted. This is what
He's
he
not
wanted
playing.
as the head coach. I mean, yeah, he's not playing, but who knew like at the beginning of the season he was going to pull these type of stunts? So either
He
way,
might have, but
either way though, they have to play the hand that they're dealt.
yeah.
Yeah, they do.
So we have to see what Steve Nash has in his drawing board. What is he going to cook up? Because at this point, you have to win now with this James Harden trade.
You have to.
You
Yeah.
have to win now. I feel like it's imperative to win now. Like you have to go to the finals, and you have to compete in the finals too. Not get swept. Not just say we made it there out the East. You have to compete to the point where if you're not winning, you should have lost by 1 game. It's a game 7-0. And that's just me because you gave up a lot for James Harden.
A lot.
And Spencer Dinwiddie was already hurt, who was a big key component to this team.
And he's a great scorer.
Yeah.
And they give
know what I mean?
and they
So-
gave a lot of
They
it for their
should've
future
gave-
as
they
well.
should've
Yes,
gave
gave up
Picks.
a lot for their future.
They should've
And
gave
This is
their
a win now.
future
Other
was
players.
very bright.
This is
So-
a win now thing. This is a
So
win now
this
team.
is a
Oh, yeah.
win now team. Which leads us into our next segment is the teams that need to win now.
Okay.
So that's where we talked about the Nets. Who else is on y'all list? Because I have the Clippers on my list, and I have the 76ers on my list.
I mainly got the Clippers because everybody's been talking about how they're supposed to be a force with Kawhi and Paul George. Paul George just signed a supermax over the offseason.
Wow.
All right, so y'all have to produce. Y'all have to show us that y'all are a threat, especially in the West, and your rival is the Lakers. And if they're outshining you, then why are we even paying attention to you? We shouldn't even be looking at you, especially because the Lakers 11-3, the Clippers, whatever y'all been doing lately. Y'all haven't been doing that well. Yeah, y'all been winning games. We expect that from you. Cool. But what we expect from you is to finish a top 3 in the West. And we really don't expect you to be under 3. We really don't. You're supposed to be number 2 because we know you're not going to be number 1.
Let's say if they're under 3, that means you got like Denver, Portland, it's just Utah. It's a couple teams that could be ahead of them at the end of the year. I don't know. I mean, I think that we have a lot of confidence in their two guys. I don't know if too many people have as much confidence in their supporting cast. Like Lou Williams, you know what you're gonna get. Cool.
Nice guy off the bench.
Who else?
I don't think he
Need to
should have
lock
gave up Montrezl Harrell.
At all.
That,
But
for me, was,
they didn't do enough to
that
keep
for
him.
me
Montrezl
was
Harrell wasn't
a
really,
big,
in my
deal.
in my opinion, I don't think Harrell was really doing that much. In my opinion. In my opinion.
Who won the 6-man award?
All right, cool.
I mean,
I'm just asking the question.
All right, that's
dude
fine.
averaged a
That's
double-double.
fine.
Who won the 6-man
That's
award?
fine. That's fine, but
He did what he can do. My thing is Paul George. He constantly keeps talking. He keeps just running his mouth. He's talking about people saw weakness. Now he out for vengeance. I just hope I get that for all that. I hope that you're out here and you're searching for blood and you're attacking the weight room. So he's been playing excellent, and I hope he maintain that. And when they get to the playoffs, they maintain that throughout the playoffs. I feel like that's a team that has to win now too. So if they get to the Western Conference Finals, I feel like they have to beat the Lakers because we know the Lakers is going to make it to the Western Conference Finals.
Of course.
They have to beat the Lakers. There's no way you get these two guys and you change the makeup of the team just so you can say, yeah, we made it to the Western Conference Finals. It's time to win that.
You gotta win now.
You have to win now and go to the finals. And if you lose in the finals, no, you just can't accept that. You can't.
Something has to be done.
It's win everything.
Something has
So
to
I
be
mean,
done.
after this year, I think this is Kawhi's contract year, if I'm not mistaken, because he came here, or he came to LA with 2 years left on his deal, or he had a 2-year deal.
He was a free agent when he left the Raptors.
He's a free agent, but I'm pretty sure he only signed like a 2-year deal with the Clippers. So I think this is his contract. This could be his summer coming up.
He wanted to play for the Clippers, but yeah, if they don't do anything, then he could be gone.
So
but where would he go?
He could go absolutely anywhere. I mean, Giannis just signed a 5-year max deal. So at that point, it's like, I know he doesn't want to go nowhere cold, but if he wants to win again, he's gonna have to align himself with somebody. I mean,
he's doing it with Paul George.
Yeah, but now Paul George signed himself as a long-term player of the Clippers without Kawhi being there, without Kawhi being a staple with him. He took that jump without Kawhi being like, all right, cool, I'm going to take that jump with you. Even though Kawhi wanted him with him. So it's interesting to see. I don't know if that means Kawhi is just going to be like, look, I'm waiting till the new CBA comes out. I don't know what that means for him. But it's interesting to see that he didn't sign before Paul George, even though he's supposed to be the franchise guy. And Paul George is supposed to be his second, the second banana in a way. And honestly, I haven't seen much from Kawhi this year at all. As much to say that's the second team. That's the second best team in the West, if not the best team in the West.
It's definitely second best. But so far, they're doing
I think maybe third or fourth, to be honest with you.
Who would you put above them?
As far as team wise?
Yeah. If they're third or fourth, who are you putting above them?
I like Portland.
Portland who?
Trailblazers. I think but it's the thing. No. As far as talent, as far as just on the board, because I think Carmelo still has a lot to do. I think that Gary Trent still has a lot to do. I think that CJ still has a lot to do. I think Dame has a lot to prove.
Bro, Melo's in year 18 too.
Yeah, but you're not asking him for 30 points a night. You asking for 12 to 15, maybe.
You're a very optimistic guy.
And you said I was?
Hell yeah, I'm optimistic.
Portland?
Okay.
I think that they could easily be in the top 3 seeds this year. Top 3 to 4 seeds.
I mean,
man, y'all are
top 3, 4.
Y'all are gold.
They're playing very well. I like the way that their team plays. I do. I got the Lakers as 1.
They're a nice team.
I got Lakers as 1.
They're a nice team.
As far as on paper, I got Lakers as 1. I think that the Clippers are definitely 2 to 3. I like Portland.
Portland's 6 right now.
And standings, yeah, I get that. But I like the
on paper.
I like the way they
Paper
play.
plastic.
I like the way they play. I like the way that they
On
play.
paper means
All right.
nada.
I like the way that they play.
Man.
I like the way that Dallas plays. I
Dallas
like the
over-
way
I like
that
Dallas
Denver
over,
plays.
Trailblazers.
I like the way Utah plays. I like the way that they play.
If you'd have said Utah, I would have been like, all right.
cool.
I would have been like,
Nah,
cool.
I wouldn't put Utah up that high
But
though.
the fact that you threw the Blazers, like you,
I think they got a lot to
They're more
prove.
of an underrated team.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
respect
people are giving
that,
them much.
'cause they're
But Dame
underrated.
has a lot to do, bro.
They are underrated.
Dame got a lot to do, bro.
am I watching the same games?
I feel that's
Are
my
you saying-
opinion.
Are you saying people actually hype the Trailblazers?
Bro, they're a good 8, 7, 6 seed.
I won't put them that low.
Jesus Christ.
I won't put them that low.
Jumping Jehoshaphat. The Denver Nuggets, Utah Jazz,
Yeah.
Dallas Mavericks. You gonna put the Blazers at 3?
I didn't put him. I think that on paper. Yeah, Dame is up there, bro.
Dame Dollar.
Dame is
Dame
up there, bro.
Dollar, CJ,
You underestimate Dame Dollar.
I'm not talking about Dame Dollar. I'm not talking about Dame Dollar.
CJ is one of the most craftiest scorers in the league.
CJ is one of the most inconsistent plays of the league as well. Yeah. Make that face, please.
You're gonna have,
regardless if he gives you
standings
21.
wise,
provide evidence.
Standings wise, I'll give it to you. Standings wise, I feel as though that guy has a lot of potential and he's very, very crafty. And I like the way that he scores. Maybe he's not as consistent. I get that. And I think that eventually over the course of a season, he gets a lot better with that. But right now, I do understand that. But I think that guy is going to. I think that he's going to be an all-star eventually.
Cool.
CJ. I didn't say he's not all-star.
No, what I'm saying is an all-star over. Think about the other guards that are in the
All-Star's
West.
a popularity
like
contest, bro.
you got two possible starters on Phoenix right now.
I'm gonna let you know. This. If he's not averaging 27 to 28 points with Dame Lillard, they're not number 3. They're not going to be number 3. He has to average that. No, it's a must. He averaged that for them to go deeper into the playoffs.
Okay, I can see that.
They're not going to go deep. They're not so why
we even put him at 3?
You're talking about a regular season team. You're talking about regular season versus playoff. Regular season, I think the Trailblazers can easily get to 3. Regular season. When it comes playoff time, when they got to play that 6 seed, who's probably going to be, who might end up being like Phoenix or Dallas, or somebody who may even be Utah eventually in the 6 seed, I think that they'll probably lose that series.
It depends.
But regular season wise, I think that they're
not going to make it to 3. They're not.
Depends on their schedule. If they have like the bottom half of both conferences for the rest of the year, then yeah, of course.
Wow.
I like them.
The Blazers.
I like them.
The Blazers.
I did not expect the Blazers.
They have talent,
but
I'm not.
I like.
I respect your opinion.
I
respect your opinion. But I'm not putting them at 3. I'll put them at 5.
What you mean?
I'll put them at 5.
5 is good.
I'll put them at 5.
You think 8, 6, 7, 8? Okay,
that's cool.
I think they're good. I think that they can really light it up when they get it. Do they do it every night? No. Does every team do it every night?
Lakers.
No, not every night.
Lakers.
Man.
Not every night.
Majority, bro.
Okay.
Lakers are 9-1 in the last 10.
Oh,
that's cool.
So let's talk about the Sixers.
You asked me a question.
That is a team that I feel like has to win now as well.
Oh, definitely.
But they're not doing bad either.
I feel like they have to win now
either.
as well. After getting swept.
I mean, it was just Embiid by himself.
Like, after just hitting that.
So was Ben Simmons really that game changer guy though?
No.
So I was thinking, like, do you really think he would have made a big difference last year?
Why did they pay Tobias Harris that money? I don't know.
Ben Simmons needs to start
the second
shooting
best
more.
scorer.
Like,
he needs to start shooting more.
He has to shoot.
Like,
he has to shoot.
Like, everybody was saying he's the next LeBron. And like, okay, cool. You can. They was saying that. He can drive.
I know. I
in the
still
paint.
jump every time I hear that though. This is
He
cringe.
can drive in the paint, but when you outside the arc.
LeBron had a jumper. LeBron had a jumper. He had a jumper in high school though.
Yeah, LeBron will shoot the 3.
He could shoot when he was young.
He's always been shooting the 3.
When Ben Simmons was at LSU, he couldn't shoot. He couldn't shoot inside of 12 feet. Outside of 12 feet. LeBron was shooting when he was in high school.
Yeah,
he can shoot.
Can't shoot to save his life.
He can't.
He airballed a 3 just
Can't even do no floaters. Not even no floaties.
His game is only one thing.
It's like
he's not that piece. He needs to get traded.
He's just a basketball player. He think traded to who for what?
And
like
that's gonna hurt the Sixers more.
What benefit do you get from having a player like him?
That's gonna hurt the Lakers. The Sixers a lot more.
So who?
I don't know.
But that's the thing. I hear what you're saying. But for me, if I was a GM, I'm like, all right, cool. What benefit? What do I get for Ben Simmons? Like in Ben Simmons,
he's still young. He still got a lot of
upside.
upside.
What does he give you? This is the question.
16, 8, and 8.
This is the question that came up with Markelle Fultz when he first came. Well, after his first year,
they messed him up.
He messed himself up. But
he went to
the thing was,
Orlando
it was
and
like
started doing better.
he can't shoot because he couldn't shoot for about 2-3 years. He's really just finding his form in the beginning this year. Well, I think early, did he play in the bubble?
Who?
Markel. I don't know. Did the Magic play in the bubble? They did.
They did play in the bubble.
Yeah,
they did. I remember seeing
Bo was playing.
I remember seeing that. Yeah,
Oh, no, he plays
was
for
starting
Denver.
he was starting to get his game back.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well.
back.
Yeah, he was doing pretty well,
He
playing
was hot
fast.
at the beginning of this season as well. Too.
He is. That's what I'm saying.
really
Like,
good.
but for 2
He was really
years, 2.5 years, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't even get on the floor. So because he couldn't shoot at all. So my thing is, at this point, does anybody want to take that risk of waiting that time for him to develop?
After he was just he was hurt for a couple of seasons in the beginning of his career. He should have been practicing his jump shot. He got on the court. A whole year or two go past. He's still not shooting a three.
Yeah.
No, I'm not waiting for this guy.
Exactly.
I'm not
So
waiting for nobody like Ben Simmons.
what do I do with him?
I don't know.
I
Whoever
don't-
sees him as special. Like, I don't know what
I
you
don't
do
see
with him.
it. Yeah, I don't see. I don't know what people saying.
He's been giving his team 12 points.
Like, I don't know what you do.
Who?
Yeah, Simmons.
12 points.
12, 8.
That dude is
and
6'9".
12, 8, and 9.
He is 6'9". There is so much more you can do. Or you should be able to do
He
Oh my
needs
with
to
his
average
size
20.
and
He needs
speed.
to average 20.
He hasn't averaged that at all in his career.
I think the most he had was 16.
Yeah, 16-9.
16.
16 to 9.
16.9 points.
How many
per
assists? How many assists? Is he
He's gonna
cracking?
get you 8.
Is he cracking 8?
game. That's it.
Yeah, he's gonna get you.
That's
8.
it.
He get you 8 assists. He
That's
get you
it.
like 8 rebounds, which is
Mhm.
good. But if you can give
Good.
me 20,
That's okay.
23 points, then we
Right.
could talk about something. I can see if he was averaging 20, 23 points.
Then I'll let the 8 slide.
Then I would let that little non-being able to shoot
Right.
slide a little.
For
bit.
him
Just a
to
little
be
bit longer.
as good as people
claim him to be.
claim him to be, because
People claim
he
a lot,
is
man.
really more closer to, in my opinion, Magic Johnson's game as far as being more of a taller point guard, being able to have that speed to get down court,
Magic would be
being able to have that court vision, but also being able to finish. Magic didn't have that good of a jump shot. His jump shot was serviceable. When he needed to, he could make the 3, or he could make that 2. But it wasn't where it was like, oh, I'm coming down court and Magic pulling that 3.
And they were like, oh, man,
So-
Magic's coming, let me go. Yeah,
Well, he
give me
could.
30.
That's what I'm saying. He could finish. He could definitely score the basketball.
Yeah.
But as far as him being a shooter, as far as him being able to shoot
I
the
can
ball,
see the comparison.
that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as him being able, Ben Simmons could finish.
Like Magic.
He could pass the ball. Tall guy, get down court,
He
fast
can
breaks.
score. He had. Dang.
Every time.
So guess what? Magic is in a class of his own.
That's true.
Yeah,
So-
he changed the game in his own way.
So
He
and
changed the game in his own way.
And
Ben Simmons ain't changing nothing but a diaper.
He's not doing
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, his game would have been more comparable if they had like, you get more of an understanding of, like, look, this he's a passer. Like, if the only thing he could do is pass the ball, if anything. I haven't seen him play that good defense. I mean, I haven't seen him really play any good type of defense, to be honest with you.
Ben Simmons?
Maybe y'all watch more than I do.
No, he does all right. He does all right.
No.
He does all right defense.
If you
I'm not
can't
gonna lie.
score,
Most he did. He
you
averaged
can't really.
2.1
He ain't gonna
steals.
never be no NBA rebound leader.
No, he's not.
He's not, probably not. Like, the only thing he could
Not
really
much,
do
not
is
much.
do his best offensively in the assist game.
But
Be like a,
he could be a great bench player. He could be like a Sean
But
Livingston.
He's not
That's
gonna
what
want
Man.
to do that.
That's what his
He's not gonna
career
wanna
is
do that.
starting to look like.
Think about his confidence,
true.
like
He
being
has the numbers
touted
to
from
be
a
a stat
number
player.
one guy to being. I mean, not saying
Right.
anything's wrong with that, but it's like
But it's,
you went from being highly touted to being like,
He
all
did
right,
that
cool,
to
we don't
himself,
really
though.
need you.
He did that to himself.
Okay.
Looking at the
if you don't-
numbers,
if you
looking
don't
at the
develop
numbers,
the
he's not
game.
really contributing as well as you want him to,
I get
or
it.
how it was anticipated for him to do.
I get it.
and you
It's
got
interesting.
and you have to like you said, you have to produce.
Yeah.
If you're not doing anything, like you can't keep giving me the same numbers and we're not winning.
Not at all.
That's the big problem. We make it to the playoffs, we're losing the playoffs, and we keep expecting like us to go deeper into the playoffs, and we're not making it. So after this season, I feel like they're going to end up breaking up because I don't see them going deep into the
I think
playoffs.
they have to.
not anytime soon.
I think with the hiring of, I think Morey is there, right, from Houston.
Mhm.
I think that with
And
the
they got
hiring of him, that was just we're going in a different direction type of that was that type of stance because Morey he's a very good GM and he was a very good GM. They just weren't able to get it done down in Houston. I think that with his hiring and with Doc Rivers, championship winning head coach, guy who's been able to,
Don't take away. Don't.
I'm
he's
not
a
gonna take it
championship.
away.
I didn't say
I'm not gonna take
championships.
it away, but he did blew a 3-1 lead twice.
Yeah,
I respect him as a coach. I do, but
man.
That was a team effort.
I was about to say,
You
I
gotta
mean-
do better. But at the end of the day, you are the one calling the plays.
That was a team effort. You could call the plays.
I-
If you're not on there, on the floor, you can't do nothing.
I was saying,
You went into the second half with a double-digit lead both times.
Blew it.
Blew it. That was a whole team effort.
You had
he
It was a
he
team
can't
effort.
can't
You had
control
4
Paul George
games.
hitting the side of the basket.
you can't, but you had 4 games to close it out.
Yeah,
Like I said, if players is not making shots,
he can't
it's
make
hard
the
to
shots
close
for
out
him.
anything. Regardless if he made changes or he didn't make
I'm
changes.
saying, he could call a different play. He could call a different defensive adjustment. If they not doing it on the floor or if they missed a shot, what's going to happen? I mean, what does it matter?
You
They're
can't
missing
play
easy
defense.
shots. You can't tell me
So-
that you give up 17 points. And it was like, it's not like they shot all threes after that. Like, no, they were shooting other shots too.
They got outplayed. That's
Yeah.
what happens. You got outplayed every
You got,
second
yeah.
half. You started off
That's a
hot.
problem.
Clearly, you wasn't the
That's a
better team in
problem.
that series. That's all it
That's
was.
a problem. You gotta fix that.
That's not always on the good. I think that he didn't get fired because of that. He got fired because he's been there for such a long time and he's had pieces. Like, that Lob City was supposed to be
No,
his championship
Lob
run.
City was nasty.
Lob City, first part, the
But
first part of Lob
They
City.
were nasty until they ran into the Warriors. Until they ran into the
Well,
Warriors,
yeah,
and the
it
Warriors
did
were like, "Who's Lob
coincide.
City again?" Yeah, we don't know.
Well, it did coincide.
Guess what?
It didn't
It
coincide.
happens.
Yeah.
He blew it, but like I said, it's a team effort. You can't blame a 3-1 lead on the coach. Like total responsibility, nah, I don't see that. You just
Not
that's
total.
a team effort loss.
You can't get rid of the whole team.
All 4 of them.
You can't, but I'm just letting you know that is
You
a
gotta
team.
figure out something. So it had to have started with the coach because that's the coach.
That's the thing,
He
like,
calls everything, and then all right, you've been there. Like he said, you've been there for a long time. You had future Hall of Famers, CP3, Blake Griffin, maybe DeAndre Jordan's a future Hall of Famer, but you had that team made the playoffs every year they were together, and then bounced by the second round every year. And then you got this year, well, not even this year, you got the last season. You had Paul George, Kawhi, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Great defender.
Had some good guys. No
You
doubt.
really do have great guys. But then when it came down to when we needed you to win, you blew it. The
Folded.
same way
Folded.
you blew it when you had Lob City.
So,
Blew a 3-1
I
lead.
mean, Kawhi blew it too.
I understand that.
I mean, like,
I
Pat
understand
Bev
that.
blew
I
it.
understand that. But you
Like,
just got
everybody blew
Kawhi.
it.
You just got Paul George.
But that's
I
not the
just
point,
got
though.
you.
That's not
So
the
I can't
point.
just get rid of you. But you've always been here, and you did the same thing you did a few years ago.
I see what you're saying, but at
You
the
don't
same
think that's
time,
the players?
that's what I'm saying. Like,
It's different
at
players.
at some
It's actually
point,
different players.
But-
So-
from that time. From that time.
you clearly see that they were up 7. They were up 17, 16, 15.
all of that.
So the thing is, that system works. You clearly see that system works. Whether it was your your lack of defense that got you, or I'm sorry, their lack of defense that got you that 17-point lead, or whether it was you were just that good to get that 17-point lead. Either way, it
You had to
worked.
finish. You
It
had
worked.
to finish.
Now, them finishing,
That's the problem.
this is one
Exactly.
thing I learned about playing football, and I'm glad I can relate to another sport. We always had to practice finishing.
Okay.
Like, whenever the whistle blows, you still finish through the goal line. Like, no matter what it was. You got to, in your mind, that's how you do it. So, as a player, I have to take some responsibility in that too.
Of course.
Like, I just can't be like, oh, coach didn't do this, so we lost, and that's what it is. Like, no, these guys had a hand. Kawhi didn't play as good
Nah.
the last 4 games. Doc Rivers can't control him going 1 for 12.
Nah.
Can't control that.
Those were his shots. He missed those jumpers.
Okay. But would you have given him another chance after doing the same thing?
Doc?
Yeah.
Again, if I believed in his philosophy, which I'm pretty sure that they did at the time, I would be like, I would give him another chance.
I would have too.
Because I believe in his philosophy. I believe that this is the way to go, then that's one thing. If they said if it was his recent, failures, there's so many other factors that go into that.
And if it didn't work?
The playoffs are about who's getting hot at this time.
I'm not. Yeah, it is.
You got to beat a team 4 times.
You can see a team get out coached compared to like
They're getting outplayed.
Yeah,
outplayed and outcoached is 2 different things.
You could really see it where a team really just had your number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are you saying the Nuggets outplayed them or outcoached them?
Nah,
they outplayed them.
They outplayed them. Definitely.
Them boys wanted to win.
Like, yo.
Like, you can tell. Like,
Jamal
it's a
Murray.
difference.
Jamal Murray.
It's a difference. Like,
now,
you can just tell the difference once the game starts between who is the better coach and who
has the better roster.
Like Mike Malone versus Doc Rivers, the better coach. I'm probably gonna go with Doc Rivers.
Okay, so you choose him as the better coach. So when he sees how well the Nuggets have been producing, and he played basketball as well, so he would know the right defensive plays to call. So if he would call those and see it didn't work, you'd have to be like, bro, everything that you're choosing is not working.
So how can we say that he didn't go through that process? Because I'm pretty sure I would have to give him the benefit of the doubt if I'm in this position. Be like, look, he saw what was going on. Those guys just, at the end of the day, good offense is going to beat good defense.
I understand
100%.
I understand that.
So at the end of the day, Kawhi, I can call the best defense in the world. And easily, if he make that jumper,
if he still hits the shot,
yo,
it goes in.
I've seen people play so great, like so many people play really good defense on Kobe. Really good defense. Don't go for shot fakes, none of that stuff.
You can play perfect.
That
ball leaves his hand and goes in the basket. It's nothing.
It's nothing you could do.
I respect that.
Now you could do something if he misses and you're not boxing out. They're getting offensive rebound, second chance points. They was getting outplayed. They was getting out hustled in the second half.
It's a big difference.
It was a big difference.
Big difference. Outcoach is like you're just coming out unprepared from the jump. From tip off.
From the jump.
You see that, it's like, all right, these guys are sluggish. These guys are just not mentally in it. Being outplayed is like loose balls. It's like diving on the floor. It's like really going for that extra rebound. Getting back on defense. Fast breaks. How fast are you getting? Are you filling lanes? How fast? What type of urgency is your running back? I'm your running back. I'm sorry, your point guard using. What type of urgency is your point guard using getting up the floor?
I understand that.
I mean,
just getting outplayed. Yeah. I feel like they just got outplayed.
Are you gonna let Paul George?
What are they gonna do? The Sixers? We'll see. We'll see when they make it to the playoffs because the Sixers is gonna make it to the playoffs.
They're gonna make it. Then at the end of the day, they're gonna have to change the roster as well if the same thing happens. Going off of all your points, because y'all made some valid points. So if their players don't do well, they got to clean up that roster. Of course, they're gonna keep Embiid because that's their best center.
Well,
I'll keep him, but
you have no choice but to keep him. You have no choice but to keep him. You have no choice but to keep him.
I think Ben Simmons will have to go. Tobias Harris definitely has to go.
Why?
You gotta unload that contract.
Yeah, because
that's 3, 4, 5. That's 3 guys right there.
For the amount of
me as an owner, I would not pay him that much.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
Is it 112?
Yeah, it's just
4 years.
Yeah, a lot of players were signing supermaxes, and a lot of players don't deserve that. A lot of them did not.
He signed it.
Definitely, a conversation for another day.
Yeah, I can name 3 guys right now that I was maybe like 3 contracts that happened in the last 3.
Before I give that to Tobias Harris.
Oh, well,
you would not give Kemba Walker $100 million?
No, I would have easily given it to him. But as far as like him playing on that team, that'd have been interesting.
Yeah, I would for sure.
Oh yeah, I'd have gave it to Gordon Hayward before I gave it to Tobias Harris. To be honest with you.
That's not bad. That boy there.
I gave it
that boy know how to play the basketball.
That boy can put the ball in the rim.
That boy can put the ball in the rim.
It's a rim right here, and that ball go in it. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying the Hornets giving him that super max to Gordon Hayward, you agree with that?
I don't agree with it, but I'm not opposed to it.
I think that if he was on that team anyway, he would be the best scorer on that team. I think that he
could be the best scorer on the team, but I'm not paying you $100 million anything.
You crazy. You gonna have to.
For
No.
Gordon Hayward, I
You
think
gonna have to.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
The boy's balling.
Yeah, look, man.
The boy is actually balling.
If he can get to,
He's actually getting back to his old self.
I was about to say, if he can get to his last year in Utah, when
that
he
boy
was
cold.
he was like what,
That
top
boy
5 and top 6, top 7 in scoring.
He's
that year.
averaging 22.
I like his. I like the points he's giving me.
With
Okay, that's
5.1
cool.
rebounds and 3.7 assists.
And he's sharing that scoring load with Terry, Scary Terry, who's down there, who's really doing
I like
good.
how
he
Terry's been getting his
hasn't
stuff
had
together.
22 since what? Utah?
Now, he had 22 at one time, at least in
No, he's
Boston.
never had 22 before.
What he have at Utah?
21.
21?
Yeah, it's close, but he never had 22.
But still,
That's just the technical guy.
like he's getting back to himself. He's getting back to Gordon Hayward.
And now he's going to be the primary scorer down there.
Come on,
He might be a 25 guy.
I can see it.
I can see a 24, 25
Him
guy.
getting back to himself like he was in Utah.
That'd be nice. It'd be nice.
It'd be nice to see, especially like the trials and tribulations he had over time.
Yeah.
It would definitely be nice to see.
Well, let's see.
But let's transition.
With the Nets. We talk about the Nets?
We talking about
No, we talking about the
Yeah,
Nets.
we talking about the
Nets. We know the Nets must.
Okay. All right.
But let's talk about LeBron James, the LA Lakers.
The
I
goat.
mean, the king.
11-3 right now.
The goat.
Where my friend Shannon, he go James right
Goat
there.
James back.
That's what,
This man really put on a LeBron jersey on an actual goat. He like, go
Hey,
James,
man.
go James.
Hey,
He's one of the greatest of all time.
okay.
We really got to see where his career ends.
I just say
and
he's
then,
one of the greatest of all time.
at the moment,
20-year
in
career.
the moment, because he's still playing. But we really got to see where his career, when his career ends, to where to put him. LeBron James is gonna finish number 1 in points. I already said that. I put that in the air.
That's
LeBron's
cool.
gonna finish number 1 in points.
That's cool. But let's not disrespect the man, okay? Y'all know who the man is. I don't need to say Michael Jordan, you feel me?
But you just
Y'all
said
know
it.
I ain't gonna say his name, you feel me?
We really got to
back
see
this
where
fight.
LeBron career ends.
Anywho,
We got to.
I agree.
Anywho, he is averaging his career low in minutes
He's still doing
at
great.
31.8?
Yes, it's, yeah.
31.8 minutes
It's
per game?
his second year in a row he's been doing that. Last year he went down to like 34.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
he gave the
And
team
they're
to
still number 1 in the West.
He gave the
at
team to
11-3.
he gave the team to AD. LeBron really said, "If I retire right
So
now, I'm good."
he is
So,
going
it's
to
on you, bro.
be ready for the playoffs.
That's the point.
I believe so.
That's exactly why.
I mean,
LeBron's gonna close it.
I think he's
He
still
is going
feeling.
to be ready
I think he's
for
still
the
feeling the
playoffs.
bubble. To be honest with you, I think he's really still feeling the effects of that bubble. I think he's still getting over it because he only had a month and a half
Mm-hmm.
to really get done because they started training camp. So,
That
like-
lets you know LeBron is not human though.
But we knew this though. We knew this since 05. when he
thing is-
when he did that versus Detroit in the fourth quarter, 25 straight
Game
points.
7.
Once he did that, we was like, yo, this dude's not human. He's 20 years old. He's not human. We knew this. It was great.
Legendary,
But-
actually.
And they are setting themselves up for a back-to-back.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
They are setting themselves up for a back-to-back. And it looks so fantastic.
I think even before the season,
They got
ended,
better.
I was so unsure because the season just ended. You just come off of a title.
Exactly.
Coming into another season within a month or two.
The like 72 days. I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like,
Along those lines.
Yeah, a month or two.
man,
Yeah.
that's
Going back
no
to training
time.
Camp,
Yeah, no,
going back
no
to
time.
They're
going back
doing
to
great,
the
and the Heat
season.
aren't doing that well. Yeah, that says a
So
lot.
it's just like, and then still managing to average a career low in minutes and finishing at the top right now, and you're probably going to end at the top, because I expect nothing less than the number 1 seed.
I'm about to say, come on now.
That they're setting themselves up for a perfect back-to-back title.
That's a team that everybody knows their role and they
Oh,
do it to the best of their ability. Like nobody steps on each other's foot, and it's
Everybody understands their lane and they stay exactly in it.
And that was my big issue. I didn't know how Kuzma was going to come back this year. I did not know if he
I
was
like
going to
Kuzma.
improve. I love the dude.
I like Kuzma.
I think he has some good potential. I think he's a versatile scorer.
I like Kuzma for real.
I think he's a versatile
I'm not
scorer.
gonna say he's sorry, but
He's young. He's in his third year still.
He be He on something.
He's on some stuff. He's like,
I understand that. I understand.
he's,
I don't know.
in my
I
opinion,
understand
he's like
that.
a better Nick Young.
Huh?
In the sense that
He's a better what?
hear me out. In the sense that this guy's a pure scorer. In the sense that Nick Young never hit his full potential. But I think that with Kuzma, he's in a similar situation. He's been just overshadowed. Like LeBron is the 3, bro. Like when he got there, Kuzma was like, yeah,
It's not mine.
it's not his team no more.
Nah.
There wasn't a rebuilding year, bro, before LeBron came.
Before LeBron got there,
Because
Kuzma
him,
was averaging-
Alonzo,
he
and
was-
Brandon Ingram,
he was giving you
those-
30 while everybody else was giving you like 15.
he
10,
was
20.
scoring. Now he's just getting overshadowed. I think the
Yeah,
guy has
for real,
potential to
he
give
was,
you
though.
20 a
That's why I
night.
like Kuzma, because Kuzma was balling.
I think he has
Kuzma was
potential
balling.
eventually to give you 20 a night. Eventually. Within the next year or
thing
two.
about-
A lot of people
Kuzma-
do say that. Does LeBron mess up people's games? Because LeBron comes in and like, oh, well, it's my
young
guy.
guys.
And some people, their numbers go
The
down.
thing-
Young
the
guys.
thing
That's
with-
the thing. Young
the thing
guys.
with Kuzma is that he has no bounce to his game. And in this league, you have to be able to create your own shot.
I think he can do that.
And I don't got him creating his own shot. So when you want him to be that number one option, he can't.
Nobody said
Because
to put
he
him as the
doesn't
number
have-
one option.
That bounce. With Nick Young, on the other hand, Nick Young was a shot creator. Like he can create his own shot because he can dribble. He had moves to get to the lane.
He was.
With Kyle
You don't think
Kuzma-
Kuzma has that though? You don't think Kuzma has any type of get to the hoop ability?
Define get to the hoop ability and
Being
create
able
your own
to
shot, like
not
off the
always being able to use your speed, you being able to use your quickness. Being able to take somebody off the dribble whenever you need to, but also being able to
I think
being
his
able to
best
use
move is a quick
catch and shoot.
grab the ball and maybe rip through to get to the basket. But he's not no.
Dribble, step back.
Yeah,
fin,
he's
fin.
not that. He's not that
He's
guy.
not.
He's not.
But I think that he
He wants to
can
get
be.
to the paint.
I think that he
Get his
can
legs.
be. I think that his
He
handles
has-
right now are
Oh, yeah, that's-
not as good as where they should be for his
I'm
type
with
of
that,
player.
actually.
Because right now he's turning himself into like a catch and shoot guy or catch, dribble
But
one, pull up.
His jump shots not
but-
even are consistent for real. They're really not.
Dude, that
It looks
So,
good though.
I-
it looks-
He has good form.
Yeah,
I
it
like
looks-
his game,
for me
but
to-
I feel like with
year
Kuzma,
5
you
for
can't
him is gonna be
control it.
great. So give him
I
another
feel like
year.
you
He's
don't-
gonna
I
be
feel
fine.
like you can't control Kuzma because when what was his name?
Yeah,
Luke Walton was there. He was doing this thing, averaging 18. You know what I'm saying? What is it? He was averaging 5. You know what I'm saying? He was doing cool.
18 for a
He was
rookie.
cool.
18 for a rookie is pretty good.
He was doing
But
cool.
the thing is,
With
it's
two
like
other
they had
rookies.
all young guys. You feel me?
Yeah, but you
So
had
it's like
how much was
he
Brandon?
still
But how much was
had
Brandon
that
Ingram averaging that year? How much was Lonzo? I think Lonzo was maybe averaging 8 to 10.
Brandon Ingram probably numbers had to be the highest. If I'm just guessing like off memory.
Because I'm pretty sure they
But-
all came in the same year.
But this is Kyle Kuzma. He's just
Look, I like the guy.
I like how.
I think that guy has some good potential. I think he has really good
I don't
potential.
know. I
Don't
I
sleep.
don't.
I think he has a high ceiling.
Between who?
Yeah.
No, I think
between-
Kuzma has a high ceiling.
Between
Oh, you said
Ingram,
he has a high ceiling?
Yeah, I think
between
that's
Ingram and Kuzma, Kuzma was averaging more.
Like
Kuzma was averaging what? What I say?
18.
18. Ingram was averaging 16.
only a bucket.
But
Oh,
now Ingram I
He's-
want Ingram now.
I mean,
Ingram,
but
he
everybody
has his
seen
team.
Ingram game is going to get there.
Yeah.
His game was going to eventually get to where it was.
Yeah.
Kyle Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma
I don't know
was
where his
Kyle-
game is gonna
because
take
he was
But
taken
that's the thing,
out
though.
of his role.
Well, yeah.
He was taken out of his role.
What was supposed to be his role though? A
He was the
catch and shoot
he
guy?
no, he was the
He
leading
wasn't really
scorer
a
for his team.
shooter. He wasn't really a shooter.
He was the leading
He'll
scorer.
shoot
But
and
how
make
was he
it
scoring?
sometimes.
I gotta go
I'm
back
not
and
gonna
watch the tape.
force him.
Because I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you like this. He was shooting. Somebody would create the shot, or he would rip through. He was not a off the bounce type of guy. He didn't create his own shot. And for me to sit here and have a number one, he has to be able to create his own shot. He has to be able to create shots for others.
So did you see that in Brandon Ingram his first year?
Yes.
His first year.
Yes. You
When-
can tell the difference.
When he was averaging 9,
You can tell the difference.
Okay. All right.
averaging 9,
Respect.
2, and 4.
He was getting it off the dribble.
Look, what
You
I
can
saw.
see the
His numbers have
difference.
gotten better throughout the years.
And you knew they were going to get better. You knew Brandon
No.
Ingram had a lot of
Not
upside.
disagreeing with
way
you.
more upside than
So,
Kyle Kuzma.
You should
He had way more upside than Kyle Kuzma.
you should have traded Kuzma.
They would call him Baby
You
Durant. They did
should've
not call him Baby
You
Durant
should
for
have
nothing.
traded
You're
Kuzma
right.
instead of Ingram then. Well, not you, but they should have traded Kuzma instead of Ingram. Because Ingram would have been better.
I don't know if Ingram would have fit.
I don't know if his game would have fit.
So
with
does
LeBron.
does Kyle's game fit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kyle's fit. Thing is, Ingram's a create your own shot. In that offense, you don't have to create your own shot like that. LeBron
the
does that for
Pelicans?
him. No,
Oh,
on the Lakers.
okay.
LeBron creates the shot for everybody else.
Yeah.
At that point, everybody else needs to be a catch and shoot type of guy. But that's not to say that Kuzma can't do it. I think that Kuzma can. He just doesn't do it as often. He doesn't have to do it.
Honestly.
Yeah, he doesn't
His
have to
role's
do
not
it.
to create the shot, but his
So
role is get me points and give me good. And
you ever see
go on the other side and
LeBron
get
backing
me
down the
good
post, his eyes is up, he just whips it out to somebody. You
Yeah,
catch and
I
shoot.
see it.
He's not
It's
saying,
just-
look, when I whip you the ball, you dribble, do whatever you want. No, you catch and shoot.
I see it. It's just for me.
That's low key a problem.
I don't
Not
know.
everybody's a catch and shoot shooter.
But on their team, they have to be.
Exactly.
Like
That's a problem, though.
Mark.
That's a problem because it's like some people could be great shooters, and then as soon as they go to LeBron's team, you have to shoot the ball.
Okay,
and
then
then
you shouldn't go to that
you're
team.
forcing it.
You
But-
don't
but
have to.
You're on another team. You prove to be a great shooter, and then now you're on my team, LeBron. I pass you this ball. You have to shoot it.
So what
It's
you
like,
there?
I'm
What else you
forcing
there
you know
for?
what I'm saying?
What else you there for?
But that's the thing. You can't always control somebody's game.
So that's the
You
thing.
can't always control their game.
So if I'm in that position where I'm a leader of a team, and at this point the vision that I have for this team is the vision that the team is trying to work with. So if I'm like LeBron and I can facilitate while also being able to score and put that ball in the basket, I'm gonna need shooters. If you're not a shooter, I don't need you.
I understand that.
And he does like.
I understand you need shooters.
Yeah,
Yes, you
at
do,
this
of
point,
course.
so if you don't fit what I need, I don't need you. You shouldn't be. I don't care. At that point, I don't care how you feel about it.
Well,
I'm sorry. I want to win.
I'm just saying.
And that's Lebanon James.
That's Lebanon.
That's Lebanon James. It happens.
I'm saying.
Lebanon want Lebanon get.
I mean, at this point, like
That is facts.
you need Danny Greens. You need like players like Danny Green.
There you go. Switch that up.
Let me say it.
Switch that
You
up.
need players like Danny Green.
He said you need Danny. I mean, you need players like Danny Green.
You needed like
That's it.
LeBron needed players like Kyle Korver when he was in Cleveland. He needed players like I think Rodney Hood could have did a lot better for him because
But
he's a
the
good
thing is,
shooter.
They
from the
felt so much pressure.
If
They
you
felt
okay,
so much pressure. Like Rodney Hood was a beast with the
Yeah.
so
thank you. And then he was with the Jazz, a beast. Went to the Cavs, numbers went down. Went to the Blazers. Oh, Rodney Hood's back.
so is that LeBron's fault that he couldn't shoot?
I'm not saying it's LeBron's fault that the man couldn't shoot. but
Ray
I'm
Allen
saying-
can shoot the ball still.
I'm saying, I feel as though because a lot of players are working with LeBron, they feel so much pressure, and then they're not as good as
No,
they
it's-
are.
it's
as
not
they used
that.
to be.
It's the
Hey,
fact
if you
that-
break under pressure, that's your fault.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying for one. But the also thing is that you come to a team where you're not the man no more. Rodney Hood was emerging to be the man down in Utah. He was. And then he found his role eventually in Portland, where he's able to come off the bench fourth quarter, second
And
quarter,
yeah, he knows,
and
and
do
he
his
wasn't
thing.
the man in Portland. He knows that.
But the thing is
All
that he went to Cleveland first after he was the man, or he was getting to be a man. So he was like, "Look, I'm going to be another scorer up here." And then when they give him his chance off his 5 shots a game, when he's used to getting 15, and he don't make but 3 of them things, that's on him.
He wasn't getting as much minutes or as much touches as he was used to.
Okay, you got to work for that.
I mean, bro, they only put him in garbage time.
You work your way up. You just don't go from playing with Utah to playing with Lebanon James. I mean,
Yeah, you don't.
you just don't do that.
You go to Lebanon.
He literally.
Utah
literally did.
wasn't even a top 3 though. But Utah wasn't even a top 3 team in the West when he went there.
Hard conference. You really expect
I'm
it.
just saying,
So-
we're just saying though. You go to play with Lebanon, you gonna have to bring something.
You gotta be able to play your role.
Give him more touches. Give him more time. Because
Why?
literally, because all of that happened.
Why?
All of that literally happened in the second half of the season,
Bro.
playing with brand new players. Where's the chemistry?
Bro, that's the point. Why am I gonna throw him in there for big minutes if he has no chemistry yet?
I'm not gonna say throw him in for big minutes, but
You
I
talking
will
about
say
playing not garbage minutes? I gotta throw him in for 20 minutes a game.
Bro.
That's putting him in a rotation.
Y'all are
Bro,
so optimistic.
bro,
with these guys.
bro.
No, this is.
Literally, you
I was
only
just talking about players.
put him in for garbage time. Only.
That's what he's been earning.
Oh man.
No, I would say if you put him in second quarter and he really wasn't doing diddly, okay, fine. Then yes, he earned it. Yes, diddly. If he wasn't doing diddly, then yes, bro. Okay, fine. Garbage time is fine. Because he earned that.
That's your question.
He wasn't doing nothing. They didn't give him no
Okay.
chance.
As a player, do you just come on a team and just get just get 6-man minutes? He wasn't gonna start. You just come on a team and just get regular.
So why did
Simmons?
LeBron ask for him?
Because he needed a shooter. Maybe he wanted him in crunch time to be like, how does he react to playing with a superstar? How does he react to playing on primetime nights every single game where he knows that he has to take?
How does he react playing with Lebanon?
Like, how does he react being that guy? Because now he's playing on ABC. He's playing on ESPN. He's playing on TNT almost every game. He's not playing just regional games no more, where maybe it's just Utah watching him. Maybe it's just the Midwest. No, he's playing nationwide games. How you going to react? I'm going to start you off for 10 minutes. Play that garbage this last 5 minutes of the second half. Maybe the first half and whatever if we up big in the second half. And I'll let you play those minutes. If you start making shots, all right, cool. Same thing they did with Quinn Cook. They let that man eventually.
I hear him still in garbage time.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, he's earning his minutes
But he can
by
play,
seeing
though.
how he can play.
That's a difference.
I'm saying you're seeing how he can play by giving him those minutes.
I
You
get-
just
I
don't
get
give
what
people
you mean.
minutes.
I see.
That's what I'm saying. So the thing is, you come to a team. The thing is, with Quinn, he played with like Steph, so it was a big difference. But the thing is with Rodney, it's like you come onto a team where you got to be able to perform at the highest level. Let's see how you perform. He didn't do as well. So at that point, it's like, all right, cool. Why am I going to keep you around to see if you're going to do well if you haven't shown me nothing?
Respect.
That's what I see. I like the guy.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But we all know what's gonna happen. Back to back.
I don't know if it's gonna be back to back.
3P. Eventually, 3P. Calling it.
Let's
The
see if they
3P
can
could
win this
happen.
one.
I'm calling
Let's
it.
see if they can win this.
But who's gonna stop them?
We will see who can win this one first.
Who's gonna stop them?
Don't
Charlotte.
worry when it gets later on
Charlotte.
into the. All right. So now let's get on to our football segment. Of
Yo.
I'm talking to the game.
Yo,
I'm gonna start with
Oh man.
who is your MVP
Tom
for the
Brady?
NFL?
Even though I like him, but Tom Brady. I
Oh,
didn't like him
man.
because I'm a Colts fan and he was always beating us in the AFC.
Yeah.
The whole Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning, and Tom always came on top, so I hated him. But now, all right, I'm gonna give credit when it's due. That man is disgusting, especially at 43 years old, bro. Three
Tom Brady.
in yards.
Tom.
He's 3 in yards, second in touchdowns at 43 years old. The last player I know to do well, well, actually not even do well, to play at 40 anything years old was it Jerry Rice? He played until 42 when the
think
Seahawks
he's
didn't
up
start him,
there.
and that's when he stopped playing.
It's either him or Brett Favre, but yeah, I mean, he's there.
Brett Favre was doo when he was in his 40s. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he still played. He was still a starter.
But he definitely wasn't doing this. It's Tom Brady's first year in the NFC, and he's already in the NFC Championship.
That's cute.
That's
cute. That's cute. That's cute.
It's cute.
Okay, so there's somebody else who did
But the
that.
point is this: when you surround yourself with that much talent and you don't produce,
It's a problem.
that would have been much more of a problem than him.
We expected this.
Yeah,
it's not a total.
It was
shocker.
Super Bowl or bust for them anyway. I'm not surprised that he's doing this. If he's still playing, I believe that he's still going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the league. I still think he's going to do Tom Brady things. I had no indication last year that he would ever regress back to high school Tom. I don't know when he wasn't great, to be honest with you. Like, to be honest, so at that point, it's like I expected nothing less. The person who I'm continuously surprised is Aaron Rodgers.
Bam! That's my pick too.
That's my pick.
The boy is good.
Bruh,
He's
At
always
13
been
and
good.
3.
He's always been good. So
43 and 5. That's his touchdown to interception ratio. 43 and 5.
He has 48 TDs.
48.
QB rating at a 121.5.
Okay.
Dude,
Tom, I said Tom.
this is my thing. Like, you
Well,
think
why
about
does that shock you though?
But this is the time.
But
Think about the
the-
talent that's around them. You have so
If
let's
you-
let's
If
Aaron
you
Rodgers.
switch
Why does
Tom
it
Brady,
shock you?
if you switch Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, because the Bucks have way more weapons,
way more talent, way more talent.
bro.
So I'll give you their starting offense and 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end is a Pro Bowl team. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans,
Mm-hmm.
Antonio Brown,
Mm-hmm.
and you got Gronkowski.
Who
Mm-hmm.
hasn't been doing that well?
Gronkowski, he definitely had 6 catches yesterday.
How many touchdowns?
It's not even about if he does well. It's about the threat of having a 6'7" guy out there that could run like a fucking running back. That's the point. It's the threat of him being out there. It's the threat of Mike Evans being able to dominate your cornerback one-on-one. It's the threat of having Antonio
They
Brown.
had to have put that around Tom Brady. They had to.
They didn't have to because
Yeah,
Tom
they
Brady
did.
didn't. Tom Brady didn't have that when he was in New England. He won 6
And
championships.
he still gets it done.
He had good talent around him. And
Think
he-
about
he-
it.
And he made them. He actually made them
His
look better.
talent. Yeah, but now he's with better talent. His
This
best.
is probably the most talent he had of
Ever.
Ever.
He's never had 2 good receivers around him. He's had 1 good one. His
Randy.
best one was Randy, and they only had him over 2 years.
So y'all didn't like Wes Welker with him?
1 good receiver. Who was his other receiver at the time?
Wait, he had Wes Welker.
Who
and
was his
he
other
had Randy
receiver?
Moss at the same time.
For
He
2
didn't
years,
have, like-
and they didn't win a championship,
Well, duh.
and they didn't win.
Of course. Well, I still. Well,
They didn't
We're
win,
not gonna go back that
yeah,
far.
we're not gonna
We're
go
not
there.
gonna
'cause
You brought it
he
up.
should've- He should have won that.
But he
year.
didn't.
We're not gonna go
I
that
know.
far.
I know.
They were
My
16-0, and they lost.
My
Yeah,
thing
I know.
is, there's no way you're picking Tom over Aaron
But this-
Rodgers
Aaron Rodgers, think about the talent he
MVP.
has. Like,
for
I got-
MVP.
but
One, he's
doing
been
this
so
at an
efficient.
Old age.
so what?
What you mean so?
Congratulations, you can still
What do
do
you
it.
Here's a
We,
cookie.
if you have
Bruh,
different.
name 5 other players who's done
Think
it
about
at
it.
that age.
Think about it. If you could throw the ball, no matter how old you are, you could throw the ball.
Yeah.
Dan Marino was doing it till whenever he was old, and he was playing till he was old.
And you still got to throw it efficiently.
That's the thing, though. If you have guys to catch the ball, it don't matter.
I mean, okay.
So the
Okay.
thing is, if you switch the teams, if you put Tom Brady on the Packers,
I don't know if they go 13 and
no,
3.
they may go 9-7. Because he's not. Think about it. Think about the teams that he's playing.
Tom Brady is never. Okay, y'all said.
Think about the teams that he's
y'all
playing in
said-
NFC
And that-
North.
and that-
Y'all
and that
said-
division
He's
is
playing
tough.
Khalil
Y'all
Mack twice a
said-
And that
year.
division is
Y'all said-
crazy.
He's playing
One
Khalil Mack
defender.
twice a year.
One defender, and y'all.
I ain't even talking
y'all
about Minnesota.
Y'all said that Tom Brady hasn't had much talent when he was with the
Patriots.
Okay, but he's done so much with them.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, so why wouldn't he do the same thing if he's with the Green Bay?
Because,
And
like you say, he's
never-
43. He ain't gonna do it again.
And he ain't
I don't see him
he
doing
ain't
it
got the
again.
number one best
What?
coach either.
This is the thing.
Bill Belichick.
When you saw last year, I didn't see him
What are you
slowing
doing
down.
without Bill Belichick? And
This
where's
is the
Bill
problem.
Belichick at
This
home?
the problem.
He
This
has
is
a
the
lot of
issue.
talent around
This is
him.
the
But
issue.
the thing is, hold on.
He has
Right.
a lot of talent.
But go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna tell you what the truth is.
Hold on.
Speak to him.
Hold on. Because y'all saying if you put him with Green Bay, he's not going to do the same thing. But can you name me one time Tom Brady had a losing season?
It's not about having a losing season.
It's not.
Because
Okay.
neither has Aaron Rodgers, for real.
So why does this shock you that Aaron Rodgers is doing great?
It's not because it's always about the people that's around him.
He's always done well.
But
and
this
he's
is the
never had
problem.
receivers.
This is the problem. One, you always gotta hope that he has a good defense to help him because he's never had a first round pick as a receiver.
I understand that.
Ever.
He's never had that.
So the point is this: he's always Listen. He's always banking on himself at this point.
Bank.
Now you have a guy that he doesn't have to bank on himself no more.
Devontae Adams.
No. He wasn't a first round guy. He's emerged into that guy.
Yeah,
When he
he
first
did.
came to the league, he was not that guy.
Yeah.
This is the thing. When you have Tom Brady, when he was like, all right, cool, I got to do this myself. I got to get these guys better when he was in New England, correct? He was the kind of, he was like, look, I got to get these receivers better. I'm going to throw them, do whatever they do. When he's in Tampa Bay, he does not have to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He has 4 all-pro receivers around him.
Going nuts.
4 and 2 really good running backs behind him.
4. He got 4 of them times.
4. 3 receivers. Actually, and he has 2 tight ends. O.J. Howard, too. So at that point, it's like you have 5 guys plus 2 running backs. That's 7 guys that you can throw the ball to or you can hand the ball off to. Now, let's look at Green Bay, right? I like Aaron Jones. I think he's one of the most versatile running backs in the league. I like Lazard. I like Devontae Adams.
Dog.
Give me another receiver. Scantling. Give me another guy.
Give him another guy.
Give me another guy that's even had any type of postseason award.
Okay.
Okay.
They ain't got none, man.
So what I'm saying is this.
They ain't.
Aaron Rodgers is still in the business of I have to do this myself and I have to make these guys better. When you have a guy that you can just throw the ball up to, everybody
that makes your job so
the
easy.
only receiver under 6'2" is Antonio Brown. He can throw the ball up. And he can still go get the ball. Like, at some point, it's like Tom Brady has a lot less responsibility to do than Aaron Rodgers does, in my opinion. And when it comes down to this. So we talking about the most valuable player, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Valuable?
Aaron
I'm
Rodgers.
going with Aaron.
He
A-Ron.
been that dude this season.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's
Value.
See where it goes.
So
Let's see where it goes.
He's worth 13 wins.
I still say they're gonna give it a time.
48
No,
and 5?
they're
Dude.
not worried about that.
Nah.
Which
All right.
leads us into the NFC Championship. Who do you have? Packers or Bucks?
That's
Since
gonna be a good one.
you're a Tom Brady guy.
I'm not a Tom Brady guy. I'm
You're
not a
Tom
Tom Brady guy.
You got to think about the defense now.
Oh, I
Think
am.
about your defense.
Because that's gonna be a huge challenge for him. But I don't know. I really want to see how it's gonna be. Especially because it's gonna be in Lambeau Field.
Right.
It's literally Tom Brady's first year in the NFC doing all of this. So he's doing great in his first year. But this is his big challenge, right there.
I mean, think
this
about
is his big challenge.
Lambeau-
This is his big challenge.
Lambeau's only tough if their fans are there. Other than that, it's just another cold stadium.
Some stadiums have been allowing fans.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
If
right.
they have their fans, then that makes it a different atmosphere. But just being at Lambeau Field,
Did they have fans?
I don't remember. I don't
Yes,
think
they
it did. I don't think they
I
did.
know the
But
Bills did.
The Bills did, and
New
that
York
was a huge
probably
factor
did.
to their win. Because those two false starts in a row.
he can pump noise in. Yes.
But that was actually fans.
Yeah. I'm saying, but you can
And
pump.
The Ravens did
Yeah.
not do anything.
Plus, they lost their quarterback. But we could get to that point.
I mean, I
But-
understand they had the chance to tie, but then it was a pick six.
I mean, yeah,
So,
I mean,
who do y'all have?
but going back to, I mean, you gotta think about it. Like, I think, going back, I don't think that there's much of an advantage being in Lambeau. I think that Tampa Bay's defense is playing well based off of last week. But then again, after
playing
yesterday,
alright.
but Drew Brees did not play a good game.
Not at all.
So,
Three picks,
yeah.
1 touchdown.
Granted, that team definitely did play
1934,
well.
134, bro.
Um,
I don't like the way he ended his career. If he ends it,
well,
I think he got one more season.
no, not
I still
whole
think.
season.
Call me crazy, but
He
I
broke
still
11
think
ribs,
Drew Brees
dude.
is really one of the underrated quarterbacks of all time.
Underrated in what sense?
I don't know.
They don't give him his flowers for real.
And what flowers? I mean, like, what else has he not gotten? Like, he's had 3 straight years of not being able to make it.
I mean, that's the okay. That
But
blows
what
me.
else do you
That
think that
blows
we're
me,
not
though.
getting credit for? What
That
else do you
blows
think
me.
that
I don't know.
we as sports
He has
people?
a ring, so
Yeah, he's done
I mean,
what.
As a Drew Brees fan, I feel as though he deserved more than 1 ring. But bro, just based off of his performance yesterday,
you know, deserving it is getting
Yeah, I mean,
there. So
you got there, but
yeah,
no
like
thanks.
I said, based off of
You
his
know?
performance yesterday, it was just like, bro, what happened?
my
I mean,
thing
that
is,
too.
Who do y'all have though?
I said I got the Packs.
I got the Pats too.
It's gonna be a good one.
So
But he went Tampa Bay Red,
Yeah,
so I think he go with Tampa Bay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I'll go with the Tampa Bay Bucks.
So
I'll go with him.
So let's go to the AFC Championship.
yeah. So we got
Chiefs
Buffalo and
is-
Kansas City.
Okay,
Ooh,
This gonna be a good game.
that's gonna be. Nasty.
I think this is gonna be a high scoring game too.
It can be.
I don't know. I don't think that
I see it going over. I see him going over.
I'd
50.
say.
Buffalo
I'm
defense
gonna say
versus
30.
Kansas City.
I'm
It's
gonna say 30.
only if Mahomes plays. That's the determinative factor.
I think he's
if-
gonna play.
It's concussion protocol.
We'll
they
know
gotta-
tomorrow.
They got to be very careful with him because he's literally literally off the contract this man signed. They cannot toy with that.
Well, of course, but yeah.
I think.
But now
But
you're
I
talking about
think
it's
it'll be-
so many other
but
so many other
that
dominoes
Bills
with
defense, that Bills defense, the last 2 games they have not been playing. So do you, if he plays, do you think he'll be able to shred them?
With the weapons he got.
that. Yeah, he's going to shred him if he's 100%, he'll
I'm not gonna
shred
say
him.
shred, but I will say he
He'll
will
shred
get his numbers.
He-
That Bills
he gonna
defense
get
have
it
not
in.
been playing. They've
He
been
gonna
playing
get it
very
in.
well.
That's what I'm saying.
He's gonna get it in.
I like
Of
the
course.
Bills defense.
Of course.
But the thing about it, you're talking about Mahomes versus their back four. You're not talking about their defense. You're talking about Mahomes versus their back four.
And that's what mostly he has to worry about.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he has to worry about.
So that's what I'm saying. You're talking about. I'm not talking about just the Bills defense. The front
The
seven.
secondary. The secondary. You're talking about the secondary.
So that's Mahomes. And I'm talking about Tyreek Hill. I'm talking about Travis Kelce. I'm talking about Malik Harden. I'm talking about those guys being able to
nasty
shred.
man, yo.
Can
They're gonna get
Micah
it.
Hyde and
They're gonna
those
get the
guys?
numbers, of
Can
course.
those guys run with him? That's the question.
They're gonna get it
They're going
in.
to get
The
it
Chiefs
in.
is gonna get it
I think
But-
the Chiefs are gonna
in.
get
If
it.
Mahomes is healthy,
I think the Chiefs are gonna
and
get
he
it
can
done.
play,
The
they're
Chiefs are
gonna
gonna
get
get
it
it done.
I don't know if Stephon Diggs going off. Maryland connection, baby.
The thing
Maryland
is,
connection.
Yeah, man.
is the Chiefs defense.
I think
gonna
Steph,
his
I
hand
think
in there?
Stephon Diggs is gonna have a good game.
He's going to go off, man.
I think they're gonna have a good game. I think
10
it's gonna be
for
a battle.
140.
I don't know, honestly. I'm just go Kansas City. I like it,
Mm.
especially if Mahomes is able to come back. If he's not able to come back, yeah, then the Bills is gonna win. Because I don't know what Chad Henne's gonna give you. Like
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna be an
You
underdog
feel me?
guy. I'm gonna go underdog. 'Cause I think there's still a favorite even with Chad Henne based on what he did last week. Still,
No, I still.
I think that there's still. I think that based on what he did and the way that the Bills have been playing and how they kind of ended last week still, and also the regular season, you're kind of still you hoping that they turned the corner, but we don't know yet. Last year they did pretty well as well. They didn't get this far, but they did pretty well. And who knows? They could end up being like last year's Tennessee. Tennessee got to the AFC Championship last year. I'm pretty sure. This year they lost in the first round. They were the same type of team, in a way, as far as just the way that they're gonna go. So I'm interested to see how it's gonna go. I like Buffalo in this one.
I like it.
I'm gonna call Buffalo.
I'm gonna go Chiefs.
He's gonna go the Chiefs. I already
Because of
know.
red.
I already know.
know.
You wore it. I'm just saying.
You did it.
I mean, stats are stats. Mahomes has been doing great. Always. He's always doing great. Especially compared to Allen, like from their games yesterday, threw the ball less.
Yeah.
He broke. Literally, he
They're
threw
two different
for
offenses,
255 in one half.
Way too different.
They're two different
Yeah.
offenses, but
one team got more weapons.
one team is
We're not gonna even
is
get
generally
So
just
if
based
if you're
on.
gonna say one team has more weapons, the other team has less weapons, and you still
No,
have been
no, it's
producing
not that.
very well.
It's not that.
With
No,
less weapons?
we said
I'm
two
not
different things. We said one team has one. We're talking about that weapon thing is different. Two different offenses.
That too.
One, you're talking about Kansas City that has a downfield offense.
Of course.
They're going to attack.
Their
They're
run
going to attack.
complements the pass rather than their pass complements the run. Like they'll run just to be like, well, we ran the ball.
So-
Like
Because
So
they're
what are you
definitely
saying
putting
about
that ball
what are you saying
through
about
the
the
air.
Bills offense then?
They're definitely putting
the
that ball
Bills
through
is
the
not
air.
predicated on Josh Allen's arm. They need to have a running game on that. They need to have
His
it. They
arm
need
has
to.
been doing well for him.
Yeah, I
Not
mean, but
solely
especially-
his arm, though.
Especially now that they got Stephon Diggs.
But it's not
they
solely
really
his arm. It's not just
they
his
run
arm.
that ball. They tote that pitch.
It's not just
But
Josh
with
Allen.
with the Chiefs,
So-
you knew they're going to pass.
so-
This is like
Yeah.
you just
So-
can't stop it.
so
you
if
can't stop them.
If you're saying the Bills offense is not as good as the Chiefs offense,
Didn't say that. Didn't say that. I said
He
it's
just
two
said
different
it's two
types of
different
offenses. The same way.
the way you're
The
saying,
same way the Warriors' offense is different from the way that the Wizards play. It's two different offenses.
I'm sorry, but that's a bad comparison.
No, what I'm saying is that it's just two different styles of
Sorry.
offenses.
Yeah, I know. What you're
That's
I
saying.
what I'm
understand
saying.
what you're saying.
Two different teams, two different mindsets from two different coaches.
I
It'd be different
understand
when
that.
you know both teams is going. It's a pass heavy team.
Yeah, like if it was the Chiefs versus, I don't even know if there's too many other teams that could go blow for blow with them like that, or even that could even just be like, all right, cool, we're gonna throw the ball. Because Packers, they run the ball.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones can run the ball, so like they're gonna use that. The Chiefs don't use their backs. They use them more in the passing game. They put the ball in
The
there.
only team that throws the ball heavy is Atlanta.
That's because they have to.
no choice.
They have to.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna talk about
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
So
Two
Super
different
Bowl
offenses.
prediction then. You got the Bills and the
Packers, Chiefs.
Bills,
Packers,
Bills,
Chiefs.
Packers.
I like to see Rodgers and Mahomes.
That'd be a good storyline, but I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it will happen.
It's a good storyline.
It's a good storyline. I'm pretty sure it will happen.
NFL's about their money, so
It's a good
whoever's
storyline.
gonna
Let's keep it like that. It's a good storyline.
That's crazy that y'all don't
whoever's
see
gonna
that.
give them the most money, man.
I want to see the underdog. I want to see Buffalo, man. Look, man, they
I
deserve
don't
it.
want
It all depends.
After the
on
90s,
Sunday.
after what they did in the 90s, I think they deserve it,
I
man.
don't care what they did in the
Look, man, they deserve it.
I don't care about them Super Bowl trips in the movie. Okay.
Look, man, it'd be good for
Nobody else
Thurman
did,
Thomas, and
Nobody else did that.
No, who cares? Anyway,
it'd be good for him. That's all I'm saying.
let's talk about the divisional recap. I like to talk about the Browns and the Chiefs. I felt like Baker.
He's on his way, man.
I ain't gonna say all that,
He is
but I do
He's
like
top-
the way
top
he
third. top third right now.
played this season. I like what he did in the playoffs.
Like, football is all about what have you done for me lately, and lately, this guy has been a top 10 quarterback right now. Dare I say top 7?
He finished top 15 in yards.
Yeah,
I
there
give him
you
that.
say it.
Dare I say top 7?
Wow, okay.
You could bring your team in that division. Think about the division he had. He was still 10-6,
He was 11-5.
11-5. Think about the division he played in.
They was in a tough division.
Yeah, really
Ravens.
tough. Yeah, 3
Same
teams
as
make
it.
it from one division into the playoffs. They weren't supposed to make it to the playoffs. For real. Nobody counted them out even in the wild card. Mind you, there's an extra team in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, this was the first year.
They didn't even count them in as a 7 seed. And they came and they got in. The fact is, I think Baker is a top 7 quarterback. I think as far as talent. I think that his
I don't
his
know.
last 2 years
After his
have really
sophomore
put him
slump,
back.
yeah.
But this year, look, man, this
if he
dude
can
should
do it, if he can do it for me twice,
give me 6 other.
it's all about
Give me the
which-
6
if
other
you can do
quarterbacks
it
you put in
twice.
front. Give me the other quarterbacks you put in front.
Excuse
Other
me.
than
Aaron
Tom Brady,
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers,
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees.
Stat-wise, I'd have to put Josh Allen first above him. Stat-wise. Because he finished 4 or 5.
Who else are you going
talking
to
about just-
exclude
just-
from quarterbacks that I can't pick?
No, I mean, well, I would say Deshaun Watson is better than him.
Yes,
He finished
by
number
far.
1.
Lamar, I think, is better than him.
Not even I think he
Lamar.
is. Not even
I never know with you guys, so I'll say I think.
I mean,
I'm
you
really
name
trying to
them and
think.
I'll agree or disagree.
That's 5. That's 6 right there.
Who did you say?
I said, so we got Lamar, we got Patrick, we got Deshaun, we got Brady, we got Breeze,
Rodgers.
and Rodgers.
The boy from Seattle?
Russell, my bad, Russell.
God, don't
Russell.
disrespect the man like that.
So
Now I'm
that's
trying to go
7.
through like the map right now.
That's
Jared
7.
Goff?
I wouldn't put Jared Goff up there.
He's
No,
not better than Baker.
No.
I'm saying he's not better than Baker.
I don't think so. Jared Goff, I don't see him.
Don't forget about the.
He had a really good year 2 years
Y'all
ago.
said Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He said Josh Allen. I personally, if I'm putting my list, I like
Ben
Baker's talent.
Roethlisberger.
He's on his way out, bro.
He is, but
Off for this past year. Off for this past year, because it's about what have you done.
Yeah, he came back and said, "Yeah, I'm still Big Ben."
First 11 games.
didn't
It's
say
after that.
Philip Rivers.
No,
No.
Y'all not taking
No.
him over Baker?
I'm not taking Teddy.
No.
I'm not taking.
Philip Rivers. No, bro. Philip Rivers is
Close.
garbage in
I'm not
crunch
taking
time.
Tua.
Garbage.
Not
I'm not
yet.
taking Tua over Baker.
Not
Not yet.
I'm
I'm
not
not
taking
taking
Teddy.
Tyler yet.
Justin Herbert.
He needs to develop
Not
more
yet.
because
Give him another year.
it's his first year.
Another
He
year.
needs to develop more.
Yeah.
But he. Oh yeah, that
Derek
was a
Carr.
dog.
Derek Carr. No.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not taking.
Oh,
Baker.
Derek
Garoppolo.
Carr.
Garoppolo.
Old
Garoppolo. I don't know.
Derek Carr.
Joe Burrow is going to be better than him.
Going to be. We're talking about right now off
Right
of this
now?
past year.
Only
He
reason,
didn't finish
only
this
reason,
season though.
only thing about
That
it
was
is
the thing. If he finished this season, yeah, I would have put him over.
he doesn't need to finish the season the way the Bengals.
Kirk Cousins,
Yeah.
no.
Heck no. Kirk Cousins, no.
said
Trubisky
he's
or
seven.
Nick Foles, no. Cam Newton,
No.
no.
After his MVP season.
Who else is left? I mean, we
Wait,
just
how
went
many,
through
how
20.
many players did you ask for? Because we gave you 6.
I
We
said
gave
top
you
7.
We gave you
We
7.
gave-
I said top 7, and I forgot about Russell Wilson. So he's definitely top 10.
I'll give you that.
Definitely top 10.
I'll give you
I said
that.
top 7.
Because he finished top 10 in yards. I'll give you that.
I don't
I'm
even
really
care
trying to
about
think.
yards. I'm
What you
care about
mean?
your impact on what you did on the team. Because a lot of times there's some quarterbacks that may throw for only 3,500 yards, 3,800 yards, but their team is really good. I don't care about how many yards you throw.
Hold up. Matt Ryan?
Nah, I wouldn't put him up there.
Come on. He's not better than Baker?
My opinion, my personal opinion, no.
All right.
Off of this past year, no.
Okay.
You have to put your bias to the side because I put mine to the left.
Off of this past year? You
We're
tell
not
me.
even talking about your bias.
But you telling me Matt Ryan after this year, this
Alright,
past year.
You're right. Okay, this year.
What have you done for me? When was the last time Matt Ryan did something?
Cool. Okay.
Ever since his MVP.
I guess this season. Jeez Louise.
What else are you considering?
Okay.
I'm asking
He
though.
must be saying,
Y'all win.
he must be saying
Y'all win.
career-wise.
Y'all win.
Oh,
Everybody.
career wise? Oh, yeah, Matt
I'm not
Ryan's up
talking
there.
about career wise at all because they can't even compare. But let's talk about what happened with the Bills and the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, he finally gets his first win.
Yeah.
Feel
When
sorry
he
for
comes
him.
into this game, he throws that terrible pick six.
Yeah, that's part of the game. Man.
Yeah, that's definitely part of the game. And then he gets hurt.
Yeah, that was the sad
That-
part.
that's what
Insult
really hurt.
to injury.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
So
Man, I feel as though he needs just another wide receiver. He needs a go-to wide receiver.
yeah, that talks about how bad or how not as great the Ravens offense is. Because when Lamar realized, oh man, y'all not catching the ball, I got to do it myself, and he literally just starts
He
running, getting the
does.
first down.
I'm not
Literally,
gonna lie,
that
he
happens
does
every time.
Do it himself.
Every single time.
And the,
They're
and the
dropping
thing is,
easy
though, they
passes.
have a great defense, and I like their defense.
I think that I
Because
didn't. I
if
don't
you
think
think
they got
about
better.
if you exclude that pick six, they scored what 10 points.
It would have been 10. They would have tied it.
I think that they're
And
good
if-
defense, but I think
If
that
Justin
beginning of the
Tucker
year.
and missed them field goals,
It was 2 back-to-back. That was 6 points right there.
I think their defense is always a good defense, top 5 to me at least. Their defense gets it done for me. It's just their offense is a lot. Is very staggered.
The top 5.
Their
I'll put
offense
them
have been
I'll put them in the
proven.
top five.
Their offense have been proven to be the Milwaukee Bucks of the NFL. Regular season, oh yeah, man, we dogs. We're dogs. Come playoff times, we're cats. We're not doing nothing.
Hey man,
He just needs more pieces around him.
I mean, he has great talent.
NFL.
Hollywood Brown,
Man,
Mark
playoffs.
Andrews.
But,
But then as
is
soon as
Hollywood
it comes to playoff though, I mean,
Is
that's
Hollywood
their
the
number
number
one
one?
receiver right now.
He could be their number one right now, but is he a number one? Would you go out and go get Hollywood? You know what I mean? Like if
Regular season,
and
yes.
would you trade for Hollywood?
For my number one now.
Regular
Exactly.
season,
He's not my
yes.
ex receiver.
He'll be my slot receiver.
They need a number one.
He'll be my slot
He'll be
receiver.
my number
He-
2.
He's a cool number 2.
What thing is they wanted to do similar to what Kansas City's doing with Tyreek Hill, being able to have speed be downfield. You got a guy that can stretch the field with his legs. As far as Lamar, let him be able to. He can stretch it with his arm. Let a guy go catch it.
Can throw.
That's why you got Tyreek Hill in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes can run.
He
He
can
really
run
wanted
too.
to. He can run,
But
but he doesn't
the
have
He
to.
doesn't need to.
Yeah,
thing
he
is
throw the ball.
Lamar can sit in that pocket and deliver.
That's what I'm saying. Like he could throw the ball if
And
he
the
really
thing
wanted
is,
to.
what people don't understand is that he's a pass first guy. Like he doesn't.
He wants to.
He doesn't want to have to take off all the time.
That's why he had to run, because his weapons weren't being weapons. They were dropping everything again, and that's literally what cost them last season in the wild card.
Yeah,
Literally.
it was a lot of drops.
Literally.
There's
But-
some other stuff too, but yeah.
But
But that was the
thing
main
is,
thing, the drop.
Yeah.
So that literally proves that the
I just
Ravens
feel as though
offense have
he
just been
needs-
regular season.
He needs a go-to out
Yeah.
He needs somebody that can go up and get the ball.
Yeah, real talk.
I
For
agree.
real.
If he gets that, if he gets what Phillip Rivers got, I mean not Phillip Rivers, but Josh Allen got from Stephon Diggs.
Oh gosh.
If he gets a guy like that,
Phillip Rivers
who
has
can
talent.
produce,
I just don't like him.
then
I do not
I
like Phillip
think
Rivers.
they could go a lot deeper.
And this is the interesting part. I think that Lamar Jackson is in a similar situation that Russell Wilson was in when he first came in, as far as not having as much weapons around him,
Okay.
and
I see that.
he had to improvise himself. It's different because you had one team that had an all-time great defense. That was an
That
all
would be-
time.
Yeah,
And
'cause
in order to get past what they
were
needed to
number
get
one for like
past,
4 years.
yeah, that's the thing. The Legion of Boom, like
They was number one for 4 years.
yeah, and that front seven was nothing to be played with as well.
That
Nothing.
defense is
So
crazy.
it was crazy. So the thing about it is that you just have to be able to sustain yourself. Like Russell Wilson, he was able to do the things he did because if he failed, his defense was going to help him out.
Oh yeah, because
When you said top 5 defense, I was like, that's now I can understand why the Milwaukee Bucks thing. But the only thing that's going to help Lamar right now is having a really good defense. Because that's going to give him the confidence. Because if he stays in close games,
Yeah.
it's going to give him the confidence to still go out there and trust his receivers. At that, because it's different than playing in a 7 or a 3-point game rather than playing in a 20-point game or being down by a double two score game, right?
My thing is regardless
It's a lot
if
easier.
It's a close game or not. He needs the weapons around him.
Yeah.
That's the Ravens'
And that was
main
just,
focus.
and that showed you like he was down 7.
Yeah,
But
and
it's hard
he was right there,
it's
though.
hard to
That's what I'm saying.
to will your team
You
to
win
a
some, you lose
victory.
some, yeah.
By yourself.
by yourself. Like it's just it's hard to do. Like you want to run, then you got to put your body on the line, then you get hurt,
I get it. Yeah,
and
it's
then you
a
have
tough
nobody
position.
to throw to, and then it's just so many things he's thinking about. I feel like he's thinking too much mentally when he's out there on the field, especially in the playoffs because he has to do so much, and he takes on responsibility. He's a very humble guy. I like him. I need him to win one just so everybody can
I
stop
want
talking
him
about
to.
him.
They
But
don't- they're always gonna talk about
he
him 'cause
just
he's a black
needs
quarterback.
some more weapons.
Mm.
That's all. That's all they're really missing. Now on the other side, the NFC, Packers, Rams. Are y'all surprised
No.
how Aaron Rodgers
No.
did that defense?
No. Aaron Rodgers has been doing
Well.
great for a long time.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna do that good.
But this is y'all projected
But we
MVP.
did talk about it, like that was the top defense in the league. Like
But at
granted,
the
it's
end of
the top passer
bro,
versus the top.
At
You
the
know,
end of the day, numbers, stats, and standings don't really mean much.
they were hot. The Rams were hot. The
But-
defense was
bro.
hot.
Bro.
Hot.
Bro.
Hot.
Okay.
HAHT.
Didn't you say? Did you say they weren't really playing? They can play well together, but they're not gonna do it consecutively.
Yeah, but like I said, they were hot.
If you're hot,
It's-
that
it's
means you're doing
Just
it
because you
consistently.
don't do,
cool.
just cause, like
But
I'll be
Aaron
honest with
Rodgers
you,
as well.
he was consistent.
He
He's
was
on fire.
hotter. He was
This is the
flaming
point.
them.
What I said earlier was this. I didn't think that they were the top defense because they didn't do it consistently. I think that their consistency makes them would make them, in my opinion, the best defense. That's my opinion. However, the playoffs are about who gets hot and who can get it rolling, and that starts week 10, week 11. And really, since then, I think that they've really been turning it on. They've been sustaining it. So, was I surprised that Rodgers did that to him? Yeah, I was. I thought it would have been a much closer game.
That's what I thought.
I thought it was going to be a much lower scoring game.
Much closer
Because I
game.
thought Aaron Donald was going to get to him. I thought that a couple of the other pass rushers and Bukum. I thought my man Terrell Lewis was going to get in there and get with him. Like I love the Rams pass rush. I love it. Now their second level is where it lose me, and their secondary is cool, but their second level, their linebackers is where they lose me at, and that's where I see it, and that's because I'm a linebacker. So my viewpoint is it starts with your linebackers and your D line. If you don't have consistency there, it's not going to work. They got to apply the pressure. And the thing about it is their secondary, they were known for their secondary and their D line and not necessarily their second level.
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers is going to pick apart your second level.
Mhm.
All those digs, all those post sit downs, everything inside. That's what Aaron Rodgers is going to pick it apart.
He literally did that with that touchdown to Devontae Adams.
Exactly.
He literally did that. So that's why I'm not shocked.
I was, though.
I'm not. I would say.
I just didn't think it was going to be that high of a
I would
score.
I
say-
didn't
I
think,
would
I didn't
say-
think they was gonna put up 30.
I knew he was
I
gonna
would
win.
say that.
I
That's
didn't
the
think they
only
were
thing
gonna
I would
put
say. I didn't
32.
expect them to
It
put
was
I
32
expected
on the number
maybe
one
24,
defense.
20.
But that's about it.
24-20? Yeah.
I expected Aaron Rodgers to win that game. I expected
32-18.
that.
They won by 2 touchdowns. 32-18.
I didn't expect 32 on the number one defense, but I expected the dub. And that's what I got. I'm not shocked.
Yeah, I agree with the dub.
Yeah.
But again, 32-18. 24-18 maybe. 24-18 is like,
23
all right,
for
cool. That went
46.
down to the last.
He was 4 yards shy from 300.
I ain't
Two
worried about none of
two
that.
touchdowns through the air and 1 rushing touchdown.
I'm not worried about none of that stuff.
I'm just
Cause
surprised.
That's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but Aaron Jones also was a really big factor.
Of course.
I mean, I think that they have a really good team overall, and they don't have to just use Aaron Rodgers anymore, even though he's the biggest
Peace.
Oh yeah,
piece.
yeah. Because what
If he
when
don't
Rodgers
go-
went down,
If he don't
That
go,
was
they don't
it.
go.
Yeah,
of course, when
who's behind
Rodgers
him?
was injured a few seasons ago, and they did absolutely
Oh
nothing.
yeah. Well, that too.
I
Yeah.
Let's
forgot
see.
who they drafted.
Bryce
what?
Love
Yeah.
For what?
this year.
After.
So the thing is,
Aaron
with
Rodgers.
Bryce Love, say if he comes in, and it's like, and God forbid Aaron Rodgers goes down, just because I don't wish injury upon anybody. But if Aaron Rodgers go down, then,
That's
They
the
not
season.
the same team.
they're not
That's
the
the
same
season.
team.
Of course.
So look, but at the same time, I thought LA defense was just going to do a little bit better.
I did. Too. For him to for the
14
Packers to play
points is a
32
lot.
points,
I
Yeah,
mean,
14 points is a lot.
Didn't y'all say when we was talking about basketball, you can have great defense but better offense, and
Yeah,
that's
football's
exactly.
different. Football's sport different.
I mean,
sometimes
Football's not
I
a
can-
one-on-one.
I
At the end of the day,
I can
basketball's a
understand.
one-on-one fucking game. At the end of the day, it's not one person going against 5. It's usually everybody got their man, unless you're doing some type of zone, and you
it's
take
just-
your man.
It's just
This game is like
football is
you
more of a team sport.
Yeah, you need
You
at
can't-
least 2 people. 2 people at least touch the ball on every given play. If one person fucks that up, it is what it is. And basketball, if somebody fucks up, like, you can go get the ball. Like, the ball dribbles off somebody's foot.
It's just football is a much
Yeah.
more team game.
I
You
understand.
need Aaron Rodgers to be on point. You
a
need
team
Devontae Adams to be on point.
Everybody needs.
And
James
to
Harden can just be on point one night and he'll be
And
fine.
You're gonna need your defense to be on point as well. And when the
Of
offense
course.
proves to be better, you did great. Number 1 defense, you did great. You tried to do great, but the offense proved to
So
be better.
many other
Offense
It's
proved to be
so many
better.
other
It's so many
factors.
other variables
So many
in
other
football.
factors in football.
I understand they're 2
You're
different
playing
sports.
outside. I mean,
I
like,
understand,
it's so many
I
other
understand they're
It's-
2
it's-
different sports.
it's-
I
it's a lot more
understand
than
that.
It's some. I get the
I
sentiment though. You
understand
make a
that.
good point.
Like, but still,
You make a good point.
I don't know.
You can't stop him. If that man is literally great at his position, what can you do? Like you said. Like you said.
Like
It's just a
said.
different. It's different though,
Because
like
you can have a
have
game
to-
7-6.
You have to. With football, you
Yes.
have to rely on somebody. Compared to basketball, it's I'm going to put this ball in the hoop
Yeah.
without looking at nobody else.
You got to worry about
So
11 people on defense not doing their job
So are you
for
saying
you to do, and you doing your job
Great.
like to the best of your
Every time.
ability, just to get 2 yards. Like, it be like that. Everybody can miss the tackle in the backfield, and you just power through, and you might get 1 yard, and that's the offense is better than the defense. I mean, it is what it was. I mean, like, but that doesn't say like everything else. I just think like football is just too different.
they are 2
It's-
different
it's
sports.
so
I
many-
understand
so much
that.
other
You
stuff.
still
It's
can make a
very
lot of comparisons because they do have their similarities.
It is, but it's
It's
not in that
similarities,
sense.
but it's not. Yeah, not that.
Not that one. In my
But
opinion.
let's
My
switch
opinion.
over to the last. game.
My opinion.
The Bucks and the Saints. Did y'all have the Bucks winning? Let's keep it real. Did y'all have the Bucks winning? Did y'all see Drew Brees playing the way he did?
Not
Did
in,
y'all see?
not until I saw
the
that it was
Bucks.
gonna be his last game.
When I saw that 3rd pick,
Yeah.
I was just like, Drew Brees, what are you doing? I'm like, all right, yeah, it's over.
Before the game.
You
Right.
said before the game?
Yeah, when they said it was gonna be his last game, I was like, yeah, this can go one of 2 ways. Either he's gonna come out guns blazing, or he's gonna come out
Just
feeling. He's coming off 11 broken ribs. 11. 8 on one side and 3 on another. That dude is scared to get hit. I'm sorry. He was not gonna be able to take it.
so that front 5 needs work.
No, it's not even about the front fight. You get hit as a quarterback.
I mean, I
You're
understand
going-
that.
You're going to get
I mean,
hit.
of course.
So the
of
point
course, but
is
some
being
people-
it's about
I
decision
understand
making.
that, but some people do have
It's
more time in their
decision-making.
pocket. Some people have more time in their pocket because their offensive line is better.
And that goes into the defense as well. But yeah.
I mean, of course.
So
Of course.
yeah. So I think that
There's a lot of there Josh
Playing-
Allen.
but playing that team, but playing the Bucks, who have a really good front 7, front 6, front 7, really good. One of the best, I think, most talented that I think in the NFL right now. They're
They're
young
pretty talented.
because they're young. I like
Not
them.
all of them.
Not all of them,
No.
but they're young. That defense is young, and I like what Todd Bowles is doing down there. I think that they were definitely going to get to him some type of way.
Oh yeah,
You're gonna
Like,
get set.
they're
You're
they're
gonna get at
set
least
Brees.
one
So,
sack. Of
Again,
course.
and that was Drew Brees. Come on, now. Like Drew Brees was not. He wasn't going to be able to get out of that, man. He was going to get hit at least 5 good times, and after that first pick, for real,
But all of that
It
is
was over.
it was like
yeah,
it's his
after
mental.
that
You
one,
kind of see it a
but
little bit.
If you saying he is definitely gonna get hit a lot, but that's still saying his front five is not that great.
Nah, not necessarily.
So it's like
I could bring 6 people, and I play man behind it. I could play cover 0 the entire game, and bring 6. What you gonna do about it?
I mean, then I'm gonna have to keep my tight ends.
That's it.
I can't turn them into receivers.
So at
I'd
that
have
point-
to turn maybe. Well, no, I'm not using.
You're
Alvin
giving
Kamara as a
and you're
blocker.
giving me a great opportunity because now I have 5 people guarding 3. That's
Yeah.
great for me, and that's why they won last night.
But that all comes down to coaching too.
No, not necessarily.
You just had a whole different scheme, and then you just proved how it could be better for you. But then
And it's not always coaching. Like at the same time, you got
Drew Brees is a veteran who came from an era of where when I see a defense and then I notice it, I can audible my offense. Because when he first started
Of
in
course.
the early 2000s, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Eli,
I'm
I
not
gotta give
disagreeing
him
with
that.
you. I'm not
All of
disagreeing
them,
with you.
they were audible quarterbacks. That era, literally the early 2000s.
It's
Jonathan
not just.
McNabb,
It's not
all
just
of them
about
were
that.
audibles.
It's not just
You gotta
about.
be able to read the defense.
It's not just about your offensive line though. Like this again, football is one of those games where there's just so much.
Of course,
It
it's
goes
a,
into
it's
it.
a
When
complex
one
sport.
thing goes
Like-
wrong, it could messes
Like
everything
mess
else.
up
11
the
people.
entire play.
11 people doing their job to make one play successful. One person doesn't block right,
Yeah.
it's a wash. So it's not always just on coaching. It's not always just on how good these guys are. Sometimes it's just game plan. Sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. Sometimes it's referees. Things happen like that. I think 2 years ago when that Rams and the Saints happened.
That was so crazy.
That was BS. That was
That's
bold.
not coaching.
That
That's
was
not
bold.
game plan.
That was refs.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean,
refs.
things happen to the point where it's like, there's not much you can.
Dude,
Yeah, ain't really much you could do. Like Drew Brees, that defense that he was playing against was just unfavorable defense for him. He needed a team that he was gonna be able to sit back there and be able to pick them apart. I think if he'd have played the Packers, who in my opinion don't blitz as much, who just use their front four to get pressure. Let's just say it would have been a good game. Yeah, I think it would have been it would have been a good game to see that NFC Championship, Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees playing against their respective defenses. I think that had just been a really good game and made a better quarterback have won. But I am eager to see Tom go for number 7. And if he gets 7, man, he might be the greatest athlete of all time.
Then I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
Because
greatest athletes?
He will be up there.
My God.
He will be up there.
Yo,
He's
you know
hold on.
what?
He's
No,
already
no,
he's already
no,
in the running
no,
right
not-
now
not-
as
not
we
that-
speak.
no, bro, they're saying
He's
they're
already in the
literally saying
running.
Tom Brady is the Michael Jordan of the NFL.
He already is.
That's
saying
cool and all, but the greatest athletes?
Not everything just about athletic gifts.
I'm not
Hey,
talking about athletic gifts, but to sit here
7
and
He's playing a
championships.
sport, so that makes him an
Michael
athlete.
Jordan,
7.
Serena Williams, you know what? We're just gonna wrap it up here today on Talking to the Game, man. Cause y'all are talking blasphemy at this
No.
point.
What I said, he has an argument. He's already been in the argument. It's not like I'm creating that.
He's not the great. To say
Everyone's
one of.
That's what I said. He's already one of them. As I say, he has an argument. The fact that you have an argument means that it's more than one person.
If he
He's there.
wins number 7, then he's the greatest quarterback to ever touch a football.
Oh well, I think he's
People
already that
been
now.
saying that.
I think he's
People
already
been
that now.
saying that. But the fact that to say the greatest athlete of all time,
Well, what's higher than the best football
Oh my
player? You gotta
God,
take it to
bro.
another level after that.
No,
he can't
He's
be
up
the
there.
greatest athlete of all
Yeah,
time.
he's
That's
up.
all I'm gonna say. He can't be.
So it's the thing
who would
that
say-
you
who
could
would
be.
put above him?
So you got
I
you got the
would
greatest
easily put
basketball
Serena
player, the
Williams.
greatest football player, the greatest baseball player. They all go into who's the greatest athlete. Granted,
I would easily
whatever
put Michael
athletic
Jordan.
gifts make you part of that criteria. He's still in that conversation.
I mean, I get that,
And
but
he's
my
doing
thing
it
is,
at
I
an old
just
age.
to sit here. I'll say he's one of, but to say he's the greatest if he wins number 7, no.
Let's see how this postseason run goes for him.
We literally just gotta wait till Sunday.
7 championships. It gives him a heck of an argument.
Literally, one is in his first year in a new conference.
That too.
I'd have to give him that. I am a Colts fan, so I don't like Tom Brady for multiple reasons.
Look,
you know, but I have to put my bias aside.
I get
I
that.
have to.
I understand both of you guys' points. I really do.
I have to put my bias to the side.
Keys to the point, like, he's not. I want to know what is your. Why don't you think that he can't be part of that conversation?
As the greatest?
I just want to know what your criteria is.
Be one of the greatest,
What's your criteria for that conversation?
I'm not undermining his accomplishments at all, but to say like as one of the greatest when you have Serena Williams,
She's a great athlete, yes. Athletic
or Michael
gifts.
Jordan,
Tiger Woods. There's a bunch of people in that conversation.
them two
Phelps.
alone, like
Yeah, Michael Phelps, that boy.
Floyd.
Michael Phelps, like
Floyd
but
Mayweather.
them two alone, like
Mike Tyson,
those would be
Muhammad
like
Ali.
my two.
Okay.
And I don't even know which one who I would go with as far as the greatest athlete.
Okay. He's got to be up there, though.
Especially, I'm not saying he's not one of
He's
the
gotta
greatest
be up there.
athletes, but as far as like like when it comes to the greatest athlete, like, oh yeah, that's that person.
So-
To sit there, I'm not saying.
But that mean at that point it's not an argument. At that point, my thing is that he makes it an argument. He made it an argument at number 6, with him being one of the greatest athletes. To be honest with you, I mean, like, can you really say Babe Ruth was one of the best polarizing athletes of all time, or one of the best athletes? I mean, like, athleticism. Are we going to take that as the sole criteria for,
I'm not taking athleticism.
So winning at that level
I'm saying-
7 times, it has to put you in that conversation. And I think there's a heavy argument.
I think he's one of.
He's in the barbershop.
But to say the
Getting his
greatest,
hair cut.
the greatest, yeah, he's in the barbershop. But he's not. To be
He's
number
up
one.
I'm not saying he's number 1. I think that is a hell of an argument, though, to say that.
I don't know.
Like, there's some pros and cons to it.
I don't know if it's
Listen,
an argument.
it's a conversation that
But
needs to be had.
I would not take it away from him if you said it. One of. But to say the greatest.
That's why I said
So
the
what would it
conversation.
take for you to actually say he is the greatest?
For him not to play quarterback.
No, because if he.
That's what I'm saying. Is that your criteria, or
No,
what would it take for him?
No. For me to sit here and say he's one of the greatest, like the greatest,
He's definitely one of them.
the greatest.
Number 1 quarterback to ever touch a football.
It's an argument.
Best
He is
Patriot of all time.
I would say he has to win 9. Not even 10. Just win 9.
Dude, that's not even
Nah,
realistic,
that means
bro.
3 more.
Some
This man's 40,
some
so
franchises
you
don't
want him
even
to play
have
until
9.
he's 47.
I'm just saying.
That's if he goes on a tear for the
it.
next
You
4
want him-
years.
I'm just
You
saying.
want him to play until he's damn near 50
And
years
that's,
old?
That's to compete with the Michael Jordan or the Serena Williams.
Mike would even play that long.
You put him up that high? Like, is
I
that
guess-
much of a
I
gap?
guess he's saying that because
For
Michael
me?
had to do a lot more
Wow.
for the
me?
game in the game of basketball. Michael had to do a lot more.
Okay,
But
so I think this is the
hold on.
point where we
But
wrap
hold
up the
on.
show. I think this
Hold on.
is where we really
For
wrap it
Serena-
up.
Serena Williams or Michael Jordan? Because honestly, it might be a talk for me. Like, I would put Serena Williams over MJ. To be completely honest,
I thought I would never hear that.
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
But we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Yo.
Say what you just said.
I might put Serena Williams
I like how you changed what you said.
over Michael Jordan as the greatest athlete of all time. And that's it for this episode of Talking to the Game. Like I said, I'm Marquise.
Drill suit.
I'm KB.
See you next time. Peace.
We out.
Peace.